needing to purge things off?
They said also that the Doom can eat a purge creep, and that's pretty useful as well. But it's also a situation where you just Doom him, and if the Disruptor can get vision of where the Omni Knight is, you get the silence on top. They also have an overbearing amount of magical damage on the side of WG.Unity. So although they lack some of the physical to like burst him down in a way, it's once Venomancer gets the higher levels, they just have a lot of magic to burst through that Ghost Shroud pretty much.
Yeah.
So Diffusal, maybe they'll get it eventually on the Veno, but not one of the early items. We tend to see a very natural build-up for those Venos, like Veil, Hurricane Pike, etc., Maelstrom.
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, at the later stages, too, you take a look at it, and it doesn't even get that effective because you're still going to have, like, an Omni Knight Repel that you can't necessarily Diffusal Blade off. Yeah. Granted, being able to take off the ulti from Omni Knight is also pretty useful in its own right. So we'll have to watch and wait. The other thing that I kind of wanted to mention was when we were watching the games from Warriors Game in Unity yesterday, the Spirit Breaker was played in like a position 4 role, but that got like no farm. It was really strange because they had the other hero that was like constantly pulling, and he ended up being at level 2 at about 4 minutes or so.
It looks like they're trying to fight a lot. That's pretty much all of it. So he'll get money hopefully through those just engagements because he shouldn't really be hitting creeps as a Spirit Breaker, especially not in this lineup. He's the straight up ganker and just a lane secure. Yeah. So it looks like Potato has rejoined. Velo asking if all is Gucci.
I love the all chat.
I've not been too happy with the Weavers, to be completely honest. This time, sure, it's a little bit better, and I think that they were hoping for a great matchup versus like the Bat, etc., things like that. But this hero's seeming to not do so well, especially in this tournament.
Well, the other thing was that you had a little bit of stank on your face when it was the second pick overall. You weren't really liking that one too much.
We tend to just see a lot of these like duo support openers, and when you reveal, Weaver and it's your core, you're kind of just giving away a lot of your game plan, right?
Yeah. I'm wondering if it's almost that Gabby likes this hero so much that they're willing to take it that early just because of what it brings to their team.
I think we were also saying, right, I think it gives you the ability to go for that aggro, and I think that's what we'll see coming up for them. So the game is underway finally, so let's see how the lanes do come out, what kind of matchups there is going to be, and it does look like it was what we were predicting.
Yeah. Raging Potato going to head up there, trade a couple hits with X Nova, and, well, Thunderstrike skilled, and he's already down to half HP.
Yeah, both trying to get the wards out right away.
It looks like, though, they were holding both wards on the Night Stalker, and X Nova, not sure how many he has on him.
Yep. So it is exactly what we said, right? That aggro tri-lane, they're going to get the Omni in the 1v1.
Yeah, bottom lane, that's also revealed. Do you think, then, that we're going to see any of these heroes try to swap lanes if they don't like the matchup?
I think this is exactly what Execration wanted. So maybe we'll see WG shift it around a little bit, but I don't even think they have to because they might just leave the Venomancer up there alone. It's something we've seen a lot in the past from a majority of teams, right? Veno just gets sacked, and then they pressure the other lanes, especially with Spirit Breaker, Queen of Pain. That'll probably be their priority, just playing around that mid lane, around Firo.
Well, it does look like they're sort of moving things around a little bit. Actually, Miracle is heading down bottom.
Yeah, it looks like they're swapping it up. Okay. So that's fine as well. Just have one of those heroes that can just park up there and they'll be sacked. That's just accepting it pretty much. Doom can at least get something out of this because he can jungle at least with the Devour and fairly tanky.
And of course, you don't necessarily want to have to be that first one to rotate to a different lane. Execration likely stuck in this spot. If they TP, then it's just going to be the other team counter TP, and then your TP's on cooldown, and then you cry.
Yep. Execration gets 3 runes, and we're underway.
I'm excited. I can't wait. This game is looking to be really cool. And of course, both teams are going to be moving on to the Global Grand Finals, but positioning so important when there's just those 6 teams in the final Grand Finals.
So right away, Potato and Afro square up, we see each other, and let the harassment begin. So we see Potato blocking the hard camp with his initial movement to make sure that Doom can't get just a first big creep. He gets pinged out right away. So good move by Potato, though, making sure that he can either scout what creep the Doom eats and also block that camp.
Wonderful, wonderful. And early mid-lane matchup, Necrophos versus Queen of Pain. I guess then you just keep on spamming out daggers. Is there any real response that James can have besides a lot of regen?
If he gets lots of last hits, he can actually sustain pretty well with that. I don't even know what it's called, actually, the heal that you get from your Death Pulse.
No. I think it's just a Death Pulse here. It used to be Sadist.
Yeah, it used to be Sadist, but now it's just Death Pulse. But there's going to be a Spirit Breaker charging, so that'll make a big difference. And Necro's actually about to die in the mid lane and getting dove up very hard right now by Afro and Firo, and he's dead.
Dang, Firo with the early kill by virtue of Afromoosh, and this is what the panel was kind of talking about.
We saw this.
It's a scary mid lane. Well, Velo now is going to take some damage from the potato. He will be tanking some creeps, but this hero has 5 armor and 600 HP.
So I think the decision from WG to switch the lanes up is actually going to be very beneficial here, of course, because I think they're aware that the Night Stalker got the wards down, so they didn't want to have their tri-lane up there because then they wouldn't have their pulls open. Down bottom, they're going to be able to pull the side constantly, be able to get that experience going for their supports, which is going to be really needed. And also, it's going to give the liberty to the Spirit Breaker to be charging around without any vision under him.
Yeah, and he's moving in again down bottom here. They do have RR out front, but Chemo is spotted. The charge is going to be there. It does break a couple of trees, but now the lift trying to pull him back and away, trying to TP out of there as well, and we'll be able to live with the purification from RR.
Very nice TP. Recognizing there's no other stun. Velo top, doing very well for himself. It's just a dual lane. Doom can handle that for the time being with that poor man's shield. Did we get to see what creep Velo actually ate? So it was a Wildkin as well. So he was, missing armor on that hero. There you go. +3 for that one.
Yeah, not bad at all. And he's under tower a lot of the time too, so
yeah,
it's going to be in that bonus armor also. Man, Necro's right clicks hurt a lot. He's able to get there on top of the Queen of Pain. So 2 minutes, 15 seconds in, and it does look like, as far as the CSing is concerned, the Radiant a little bit better off, just because the Doom hasn't been able to get complete and total free farm, while Omni Knight's gotten a lot for himself down bottom. Is this pretty much what you would have expected?
Yeah, Omni's probably doing a little bit better than I would have thought, but I mean, it's an Omni Knight. You can just heal. The only thing is you can't remove the Venomous Gale, so when he does get hit by that, he's under a bit of pressure. And, Afro is just focusing more on putting pressure on the other lanes.
Yeah, that first kill on James certainly hurts, and honestly, if they're not careful, he could go for another round of it, with Firo probably going to heal back up in just a second. Should have some more regen on him, I would imagine. At least as a salve that he's going to be bringing out. Just
some tangos, though, and the courier's not flying just yet, so it's going to take a while for him to salve. So Firo taking a lot of pressure from that illusion rune. Yeah. Afro's actually just going to salve him himself, so he doesn't have to wait for that courier. So Firo able to stay in that mid lane, at least from his buddy, helping him out.
Now charge back in. Firo thought that he was in the clear, but not really realizing that Afromoosh is going to be charging in here, and, well, doesn't want to dive for it. The Ghost Shroud was there. Yeah,
they saw the Fairy Fire. They know the Ghost Shroud is there as well. More than enough burst heal that they wouldn't be able to dive with no mana left on the Queen of Pain. But James not expecting that, right? Because
oh my goodness,
he didn't even use the Fairy
Fire. Are you going back in? What are you doing?
He's banning him, dude.
Living life on just the skin of his teeth.
It's just SCA confidence right here.
Oh no! Don't make it happen.
Maybe too much confidence.
Well, the C Classic, it happens every now and then.
Yeah.
So 4 minutes in, it's a 2-0 right now. He needs to reuse the courier. Gabby chasing forward for Velo. If this could get this kill, it'd be quite good.
Gabby's quite low though. Velo with that. I believe he still has the Wildkin there, showing how tanky he was. Really helping him out there, because the negative armor from the bugs would have probably been enough for them to chase him out, but luckily he gets that bonus armor from the tower and from the creep and potato. Still looking to go for the dive here with Gabby. There is no Scorched Earth anymore on Velo.
Yeah, and they've got the Blightstone as well, so this should be a good bit of damage, and Velo unlikely to be able to escape. They find themselves a kill. Execration's on the board.
Nicely done.
Hasterin down bottom. Can they get done with this?
Firo's got it bottled now, so they're probably going to look to go for another dive soon on that mid lane.
Okay. So Omni Knight, in the meantime, he's been able to get his Arcanes.
Yeah, he's farming very well. All 3 cores on the side of Execration are farming well.
And now we're going to see where the next movement goes in. As far as James is concerned, is his lane kind of just lost at this point? How scary is it staying in this one now?
It gets worse and worse as the levels progress on the Queen of Pain. They're going to have the Night Stalker matching the movement to the Spirit Breaker. Potato's trying to do that right now. Now, Afro could be in some trouble here. There is no level 6 yet on the Necro, but they're holding that Void from the Night Stalker. And with the TP coming in, do they get the lift?
They got the lift back. Pulled in Afromoosh. Can they actually find the kill, though? They will have that other Void, like you said, holding on to it. And this should be a finish.
Saves the mana. Look at Potato. Extremely confident.
Yeah, he did the math. He knows what's up.
He did the math.
Velo turning now onto Gabby. Gabby needs to be a little bit careful. He does have that Scorched Earth.
Oh, he jukes it, though.
Nicely played.
If he gets hit, he could be in a lot of trouble here. The clap comes out.
The clap too, yeah, and this should be a finish here, although Raging Potato trying to save his buddy. He gives that extra little bit of vision. It is eventually going to be a kill, but can they take down Velo before he falls? Gabby still getting charged. They got the glimpse, but Can't quite connect. Spear Breaker's still too far away. Velo is going to end up going down under tower.
He actually uses Mango as well.
Gabby trying to run, but it is going to be a connection and an eventual kill, but they got the return on the Doom.
I guess Afro didn't have money for a TP there to TP and do the charge earlier. So Velo getting heavily punished there by Raging Potato. Potato's doing a great job so far in this game. Getting closer to that Veno's net worth.
He's really been heating up throughout this tournament, like you said.
And I think it's really important as a Night Stalker to not only get kills, of course, in the first night, but be able to also run around and collect the bounty runes. I think that's something extremely important as a on a 4 roll, just to get those bounty runes. Not only deny them from the enemy, but just that little surge for yourself. And look, he's already almost level 5 on the Night Stalker.
Yeah, this is crazy. He is doing so well, and it's going to have his Urn completed also. Gabby is just going to throw a couple right clicks there onto Miracle. This could be a nice little combo here as well a little bit later on. RR Purification onto Gabby when he goes forward. Yeah,
it's an old Dota 1 classic people used to love is the Weaver Omni. You just run through them with the Sccc and throw the heal on top.
This movement was spotted by XctN. So Fearo's not going to be able to catch them off guard, not going to be able to get the courier snipe either. XctN able to dodge away from that one, but they do need to be careful here in the mid lane. James is getting wrapped around upon. Afromush is there as well for the stun. They have every damn thing. They drop it down onto the Necropost, and he is going down. Maybe even the courier?
Oh,
possibly?
Almost
my
gets
goodness. Well, Fearo turns around. Actually, almost going to take down Potato. Who's barely able to escape from that one. The charge forward trying to take down the Rubik. It is going to connect. Fearo almost there.
Went for it.
Just close. Barely off the mark.
Very close. Rubik ports to his death, though. This try aggression right now from WG couldn't be very beneficial. The Necro was starting to catch back up very decently, too.
Well, Courier's going to come out right now. I do believe that has the Night Stalker's Urn. Needs to be careful that it doesn't get caught out. I don't imagine that Vela is going to be able to make a kill on that Courier, but they might be able to find a kill up top if Raging Potato goes a bit too deep. They're chasing down X-Nova. A couple other heroes moving in from the other side of the area. Kinetic Field is already down. RR there as well, looking for the heal. And with that, daytime comes around. No level 6 yet for Night Stalker. They're pulling him back in, and Raging Potato is in a lot of trouble. Can they decide to turn this, though? RR shows up. Purification, trying to take down Velo. They don't have Doom, but they might have enough with the right clicks just to be able to get him down. The bash comes through. Afromoosh able to find it, and now Kinetic Field as well. Need to use the repel. Can they get another bash? It's level 6 on RR. But it looks like they're going to have to stop.
But Gabby Bottom actually gets solo killed, it looks like, by the Venomancer.
Now
he's, oh man, now Lumik in a lot of trouble here. You're going to get chased up.
Mid lane, James is right around. Everybody's dying around the map.
Look where James
it's going to be one more.
Look where James got that kill. How do you get there?
All right, charge through. Afromoosh. Things are unfolding at a rapid rate right here, but James is not going to die. He got too much regen.
Did he have a haste rune or something? How the hell did he get a kill behind a tier 2 there versus a Queen of Pain? Must have been something like that. And he's going to have Veil finished up if he wants to purchase it on that Necro.
All right. Level 9 on the Necrophos. Also Gabby trying to man up against Miracle. It's a lot of damage back and forth, and it looks like the Veno realizes can't really stand up to that Weaver's damage.
That is the one thing that I think they may have also been going for, too. The Weaver versus Venomancer can be pretty annoying because you lack a little bit of lockdown from, of course, as Veno. He can kind of close the distance on you easily. But the other heroes are very good versus the Weaver, be it the Disruptor or the Spirit Breaker. And now with Queen of Pain rotating around constantly and with Doom rotating around constantly, they're giving Disruptor the lane. Level 6 is extremely important on these supports this game for WG.Unity.
Yeah, we've got level 4 on Spirit Breaker, so he's getting closer. Around the time that the Tome will be there, they'll be able to finish that one off and probably hit a very nice timing. Execration's supports, on the other hand, not really as big of an impact, but Gabby
is going
to get bashed. Is he going down? They end up taking him out.
All right, Afromoosh, take it easy, man. These bashes, unbelievable.
17%, my goodness.
0, 1, and 7 on the Spirit Breaker, involved in the majority of the kills for his team so far. We saw that from him the other day, the other day as well, yesterday, just dominating on that Spirit Breaker. Velo getting surrounded a bit here. Looks to be okay, though. He's extremely tanky on the Doom now that he has the Ice Ogre creep on top of Max Scorched Earth.
So right now it definitely feels like it's Execration that are the lead in terms of net worth, but it's not super significant as Raging Potato is going on yet again, but Omni Knight there to hold his hand. Very back and forth. Lemek?
Yeah, it's very close at the moment right now. Doesn't want to have to use the Doom on this target. They want to just be able to chase him out with the Scorched Earth and right clicks. Now they're seeing rotations coming. Nova gets the glimpse off on Potato.
This might work. They turn it back around. It's onto them immediately, but Gabby is here as well. Can he save the day? Maybe even find it an eye. Trying to go for it, but can't quite connect, and that's a double kill for Velo. Now looking for more. Gabby in trouble. Time lapses it away. Oh, Gabby saves disaster.
Firo now wasting the ult. It's a pretty big time lapse there by Gabby.
That was pretty good. That would have been a complete and unmitigated disaster. Still looking very good for Warriors Gaming Unity off of those rotations.
Yeah. RR already has a Midas on the Omni Knight. That's pretty damn early on top of Arcane Boots, so he's been having a very good time in that bottom lane.
Well, 5-11. What is it that you need to do right now if you're Xctn?
I think they're okay with this right now, right? That was the daytime period, so Potato wasn't able to just go crazy as the Night Stalker. The only situation is that the Weaver is still getting shut down heavily. That's probably the biggest thing.
Level 9 on Necrophos. He is going to have that extra level now. If they're able to turn this with the Reaper Scythe, could be pretty big. They're going to pull back in the Doom, and this should be a kill. Can they get it off in time? There's the Repel. Not quite in range, but Velo should still fall here. No, they don't have vision. They can't quite catch him. Warriors Gaming escape with that one. Another bash.
Another bash. And the speed, though, their time from the Scorched Earth plus his Phase Boots, and I think he has a Windlace as well, allows him to run. Gabby is charged up, dropping very low here to Firo.
No more time lapse. In trouble. They get him up on the high ground, and that should be a finish.
Afromoosh is everywhere, man.
This guy's a player.
Nova, I believe he's going to die here, though, but the Static Storm comes out.
Oh, it's not quite on range, so they just turn around and take down that Disruptor. Xctn fighting back now. Can they find any more? Velo is there as well. The rest of the heroes very far away at this point for Xctn. They need to escape Purification to turn. RR almost gets knocked on low ground, able to get that Repel off before the Scream of Pain came through. So Xctn still living, and maybe with James coming, they can find the turnaround. They try to take down that dude. Velo so low. They are going to be able to find that kill eventually, but Afromoosh gets one kill on a drive-by, and RR is going to fall too. Oh my god, this Spirit Breaker, he's going to die here, but he has made it worth his while.
Man, if WG had this Sonic Wave during all of this would have been an absolute blunder for Xctn. But that Sonic Wave being dodged by Gabby earlier was actually so relevant for them in these like little engagements that happened afterwards. So Xctn kind of evening it out. Even though it's 8-14, the gold is slightly in favor of Xctn at the moment.
Well, see Dota in full effect. We got 22 kills in 13 minutes, and it's not looking like it's going to slow down anytime soon.
They're not going for buildings. There's one tower dead at least, though. Top tower is dead.
They got that one.
They got that one. You know, they got one objective.
Well, charge down bottom for James. I don't know if that's going to be able to turn into anything significant unless they find the Doom.
Yeah. If they can close the gap, that could be a very easy kill for them to go for here, but...
Oh, they're moving.
They're going. There's a Spirit Breaker ultimate as well. Is there TPs coming out? The Omni is coming in, so that could be the way to counteract it.
Now James is there. The Purification as well, and the Repel trying to stay alive. And Necro went underneath the tower. The Sonic Wave connects. They're actually body blocking. They throw out the Guardian Angel as well. All the Purification in the world. Can they bring down this Necro? Yes, indeed. And RR also going to fall. Raging Potato wants to salvage this for his team, but he's continuing to get bashed. Afromoosh trying to turn this one.
Another bash.
Bolt end up finding it, but Raging Potato is finally going to fall. They are able to turn this around somehow and get 2 kills. What the heck?
They got 3 on the side of WG, and they forced a heavy amount of rotations. Absolutely worth it for WG.Unity. Great usage of spells, great diving, and it gives a lot of space to the Venomancer, who now has the Midas picked up. And he's level 11, so excellent timing. Got the experience talent, got Midas online, so he's going to start skyrocketing in the experience department.
Yeah. They do still have one on Omni Knight also, so that's another one of those heroes that, while he's not going to have the same level of experience that the Veno's going to get, can try and keep up in the farm with him. But next about 10 minutes, I mean, how do you see the next few minutes of this game going for both teams? Is there one that you feel like is more comfortable with the pace of it?
And with the way that Afromoosh is playing, I think WG.Unity, they're just non-stop with this aggression. And, you know, it's C, right? We're just going to see fights. Let's be honest here.
Yeah, they do have the Veno wards, which sometimes slow down the game a little bit, but if you just run through them all at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter anyways.
Great steal by Rubik, though. The best spell you can steal. Pretty easy, too, as well. X-Nova in some trouble here. Nice Static Storm catching both.
Again, the turnaround trying to come through. Afromoosh finds the stun onto both of them. The ulti as well. James is going to fall. Although Raging Potato again going to run away, and it's just been the story of these 4-position heroes always where they need to be.
Dude, this Spirit Breaker is level 11 at 15 minutes.
Raging Potato thinking about wanting to turn that, but it is really hard to take this fight against such a tanky hero.
Dude, Raging Potato has been having a pretty good game on the Night Stalker, is level 8, and Afromush is level 11, the same as the enemy Weaver. That's to show how much of an impact the Spirit Breaker has been having in this game already. And the two supports there, killing off a Necro, that's probably already instills a lot of fear into Execration.
18 to 11, and more importantly, it's where that net worth resides. The Queen of Pain still top of the charts along with that Venomancer, and well, to be honest, Gabby just needs to play it safe. If there's any other heroes that show up here, although actually maybe with the chase, they can't catch Firo, surely.
Nah, he's got high-level blink now already.
It's just going to slowly take off that last bug, but maybe needing to wait till the next nighttime before Execration make any aggressive moves.
They've got Darkness, but right now they know that there's no Static Storm or Spirit Breaker ulti, and I think that's been really dictating the pace. I've said it a couple times now, but this Spirit Breaker is absolutely dominating the game, really. Look at this. Like Venomancer goes bottom, takes tower. He's been under no pressure. Mid lane again. Spirit Breaker shows up with Velo.
Take down Raging Potato, and that is so tough to deal with. And that's all while the Venomancer is pushing down the bottom tier 2 tower as well.
This Weaver's having trouble just getting involved in the game. This is what the concern was from the panel, from me. This hero just really can't stand toe-to-toe with all this burst. And Afromush coming in, the Doom comes out on Necro.
Oh my god, Static Storm is down. They catch everybody. Doom is dead, and oh wow, that was a huge amount of damage.
Well, Gabby's farming.
Gabby is farming.
But he can't get involved. It's just this constant aggression from WG and excellent spell usage by the supports.
Well, Afromush again charging. The Weaver or Lincoln Sphere, a distant hope, but Gabby is caught. There's the dust as well, and
the bashes.
A couple more bashes, why not? He's been doing it all game long, and now they've got him yet again. The kinetic field laid down by X Nova ensures that Gabby is going to be caught here. Can they catch up with the rest of the heroes? Firo is chasing, but can Gabby escape? He's trying to play his way out of it. It's the best that he can, but another kinetic field, not quite going to connect, trying to go for the next Nova kill, but the charge comes through, and they take him down. The Weaver falls.
The ice armor there on the Disruptor, making him just extra tankiness, and again, these supports on the side of WG. They set up the gank, they allow the rest of their team get there in time, and Gabby pays with his life. They're starting to snowball a bit out of control, 23 to 11.
And it just doesn't feel like, even when they're on the other side of the map, that Execration are capable of doing anything. Warriors Gaming just are owning the entire map.
Yeah, they even take the bottom tier 2 with the Venomancer, and if we look at the wards on the side of WG, they have full information of everything that Execration is doing. They get this deep ward here, they have a ward in the top lane as well to watch the movements coming into their jungle, so they really just have a full understanding of the entire game and the flow that's happening.
The net worth for all of these heroes is just stopped in place pretty much, with the Doom getting close to eclipsing the Weaver.
Already an Orchid on Queen of Pain. That's pre-Lincoln Sphere on the Weaver that they have an Orchid on Quap. So that's going to be looking very difficult for them to show in lanes.
Not to mention the Doom getting close to the Shadow Blade. He's still around 1,200 away from it, but all of these things together with a mechanism on Omni Knight feeling like it's just going to allow look, not quite enough.
Look at the skill build on Velo as well. 144, he takes the health town as well. That shows me we're not farming. We're killing all game.
That's the captain, so you know that they're all going to listen to him. Smoke through the mid, it looks like, while Execration looking for one of their own.
Like you said, they do have the mech on the Omni, and it's nighttime in about 30 seconds, so they're looking to kind of strike back. They've been playing very responsive Dota because of the way the Spirit Breaker's been playing, so they don't want to have to keep doing that. They want to be able to get on the board for themselves. It's been a while since they've gotten a big kill.
Oh, Miracle, but they don't want to have to dive by a tier 2 tower to try and run at a Venomancer. It's just never going to work. So maybe instead the call is to go towards mid. Velo is showing there, but look at Warriors Gaming Unity's positioning. They are so well prepared for this, for the counterplay to come. They know that this is coming. A Static Storm could be laid down, but they do count out Afromush. Now the charge through, trying to find RR. Can they blow up in time? They also have the Orchid down. The Static Storm not absolutely perfect as of yet, and actually it's instead going to be the Necro still surviving through this. The Doom thought about throwing it, but doesn't yet. It's still the Omni Knight dead, and that means Execration can't fight.
That was almost a perfect Static Storm on 3 heroes, but they all actually just get out of the kinetic field. But Omni gets bursted, and they didn't have to really commit any of the other massive teamfight ultimates. The Doom ulti's still ready, the Sonic Wave is still ready, so that Orchid pickup on Firo already heavily paying off. And now they can turn themselves into a slight push here.
So as far as Execration's options going forward in this one, do you now just need to turn into a split-push, pick-off-oriented team with the Weavers keeping the lanes pressured, or do they have to fight their way out of this?
I don't think they can go for split-push versus Queen of Pain with Orchid so early and versus Spirit Breaker Disruptor. I think if they try to split up, they're just going to get picked off over and over again. I think they have to find a way to group up and get the team fights in their favor, but they're getting outmaneuvered. And even though they have a Night Stalker, their vision game is very lacking.
Maybe Afro-Moosh will just stand there until the Heartstopper R kills him. I don't know if you can count on that, but it's a tough one. So, ward-on-ward action in the mid lane. Raging Potato pushing up the top lane so they can at least try and get one separated from the herd. But he, like you said, needs to just be so careful and is going to TP back immediately.
They're building multiple hoods to be able to deal with that magic damage and team fight that WG does have.
Wards placed down. Still no real significant damage dealt to the tower. The right clicks few and far between for the Queen of Pain onto that tier 2. But slowly but surely they will take it down. With
the Veno ward stolen by the Rubik, he's able to stall this a lot and does thwart them to go back. Now defend the tier 2. So we see the circle being drawn by Afro-Moosh, it looks like. He's like, oh, I believe that this Necro / Night Stalker are playing in our jungle. We should clear them out, take the tier 1 top, and then assert more vision and map control with that, because I think they're feeling pretty dominant in this game since they've gotten, like, I want to say 10+ kills all in a row.
Yeah, likewise, though, it's going to be the Night Stalker coming back, moving along the bottom lane, and Gabby is caught there for a moment, but it's only a Gale and no follow-up.
He's got Linken's picked up. They do have a good amount of ways to be able to break it, though, of course. Beat the Glimpse, Thunderstrike, Charge.
So what are we talking about as far as net worth is concerned that Execration need to get to where they can actually take a fight? Is it like the Deso on Weaver, or is there another key item that you really need?
I think it's just vision. They have to know exactly where the supports are positioned on the side of WG.
Okay.
Items can be a little bit relevant because they're lacking damage still, but I think the vision game is the most important thing because they're just getting doomed every single time or AoE static stormed, and they're unable to really get anything off, even if they have items.
Well, Roshan is going down at this moment, as it looks like they're getting themselves into a position to try and take the Aegis for themselves. Execration, split pushing at the same time. Even if they knew this was happening, they might not feel confident going in. But maybe
they get
TP
this
back?
one. This is going to be tough to contest, but they are trying to. Now it's already dropping extremely low. I don't think, yeah, they're not going to make it in time. It's already dead.
Really, really low. The bugs are actually going to be out there, though. Might stop Warriors
They stopped hitting.
They're going forward. Now that's the Aegis on Firo, though, and going to need to time-lapse away. Doom is there, though. He manages to catch it onto the Weaver. Now the charge through connects onto 3 heroes, but can they turn around? The Sonic Wave is on absolutely everybody. Static Storm down as well. Silence on that Necro. He has nowhere left to go. Can't even quite kill off the Veno. He does finally fall, and actually all of them are starting to fall. Trying to man up against Firo. Can the Night Stalker take him down? They do at least burn through the Aegis. Now Afro-Moosh trying to take down as well Levick, but he steals charge, throws it back at him. The Rubik saving the day, and now the Silence onto Firo. Can they somehow manage to take down this Queen of Pain? It seems unlikely, but Raging Potato, mad as all heck and trying to run away. It's daytime, though, and that is finally going to end this all. But they make it work. The charge forward. Rubik wants some more. Can he take him down? Almost. The right click, it's not quite there, though. Showing he's not afraid to battle.
Reaper Scythe allowing the Necro to heal up so much, but the Doom, again, absolutely perfect place on the Weaver. And that was just such a clumped up fight. Every single ulti expended. Look at the damage from the Queen of Pain, but Rubik's damage. Oh my god!
Look at the Rubik's
damage. What the heck?
Matches the Queen of Pain there, blow for blow.
It allowed them though to be able to tank up a lot. Omni Knight wasn't able to get majority of the spells off because of the Static Storm there, but the Reaper Scythe comes out from the Necro and he heals up an immense amount. Even under the Static Storm, he was withstanding versus all these heroes.
And Kimo's damage that he dealt in that fight, I think it's sort of indicative of the positioning that you have to have on a Rubik. Like, with a Spirit Breaker, Doom, Queen of Pain, and Veno, he shouldn't be able to live to the fight, all things considered, but makes it work.
Yeah, he had very good positioning there. I think the next time we do see WG fight, I don't know if they're going to go for dooming Gabby. I think they're going to understand that he's not really one of the problems. Even though he just died in that fight because he was doomed, he is really suffering in the game, and his damage is quite minimal now.
Well, thinking about the net worth and the way that it's turned, it is starting to feel a little bit like Execration finding their way back into this.
Yep, slowly but surely. It's a very close game. It's very back and forth. Queen of Pain is very high level, though, as she survived the entire duration of that fight. Level 20 now. BKB is going to be very relevant so that he can pretty much do all that with no fear, no pun intended, from Night Stalker.
Well, 15 to 28, 25 minutes into this one, and still not a heck of a lot of objectives taken. The tier 2 on the bottom lane being the most significant with all the tier 1s now down, and call off the charge on the Rubik. The Rubik's going to charge away himself.
So as you mentioned in the draft,
look at that guy.
The Diffusal on the Venomancer looks to be the next item of choice to get rid of that Ghost Shroud, and as well as the Guardian Angel, of course, can be very useful. It's also Linken's Breaker, so it's just a very nice pickup there for the Venomancer, which will be the next item. And WG ultimates are ready.
They want a battle.
They don't slow down at all. It is daytime for another minute and a half, so.
It seems like it's going to be a little tough. The scan is going to connect, though,
point.
So they know. And maybe they can even think about trying to set up something for themselves.
It's a trap.
Okay, well, I don't know. That one gets called up a little bit. They are going to find the Reaper site, but he's too far away for it to really matter. And James going to get caught with the Static Storm, but they do have Omni Knight off to the side. That might be able to keep him alive. Trying to make it work. No, Omni Knight, he can't get into range. He got silenced by the Static Storm, and now Ragey Potato also getting doped. They do a buyback on that Necro, but there's going to be the Doom onto the Omni Knight. They pull it back in. Firo just dismantling Execration. Give him the Rampage. No, he gets stolen by Velo, but I don't think he's too upset about that.
Was that a
5-man wipe?
The Scorched Earth, I think, got the last hit there. But yeah, with the freshly BKB delivered, a nice smoke, even though they catch with the scan. The positioning from WG, and here we're going to see the Necro and the Omni Knight get caught in the Static Storm. Omni was trying to walk in to save his teammate, but just walks into the Static Storm slightly and gets re-silenced. We're going to see right here, silenced up again, unable to get his spells off, and so much burst damage and team fight from WG. Now they're going high ground. They're not stopping.
Oh, well, they'll let him die to the Orchid Burn. It's going to be the tier 3 tower down. 44 seconds before the Rubik is going to be back up. They've got 10 seconds left for the Weaver, but it's at the very least going to be one set of racks.
It's already a racks, 27 minutes with this kind of lineup. That's scary.
Yeah, very scary.
So Veno now level 18, Queen of Pain with a Maelstrom. What level's Firo now as well? Firo must be getting almost level 22. He's an absolute monster now at this point. 15,400 net worth. He's a solid 6K over the Necro. And we can look at the gold graph, and we'll just see how much of a blunder really just happened after that last engagement.
I mean, really thinking about it, that was one of the best BKB reveals that you can possibly have. And I guess just, again, a little bit of either miscommunication or they hit the scan and then it went dark again afterwards. So maybe he thought they were backing out at that point. But whatever the case, it was Execration who came out on the wrong side of it. And now it's kind of back to where it was before. Execration, their hold for the rest of the other lanes, how do you feel like that looks?
Not that great, honestly. I don't really see Gabby having a way back into this game. I mean, he's 2-7-5 on the Weaver. Sure, he picked up the Lincolns and everything, but his damage is very minimal. And there's just so much team fight on the side of WG. Like, they are just steamrolling over this game. The Spirit Breaker's play has been absolutely phenomenal on Afromoosh. Pretty much everybody on WG spell usage has been tip-top.
So they need more farm, they need more time, they need a little bit more of everything, and it doesn't feel like Warriors Gaming are going to give that to them.
No, they're not letting up at all. Every single time it's been daytime, they've just ran directly at Execration. And they've got good ways of pushing the lanes out with the Queen of Pain and with the Venomancer, so they should always be able to do that one. And like we're mentioning, if Execration does split up, that's probably like the hardest situation for them. They're just going to get picked apart by the Spirit Breaker.
Well, there's the Weaver TPing out also, so they are going to at least let up for a moment. Maybe going to wait for that next Roshan before they decide to really push the tempo. If you're Execration, do you think about trying to fight around that pit?
I almost feel like they have to. As soon as they get this Desolator, I guess, on the Weaver is one of the better situations, but I still feel like they need more items. They need the BKB on Gabby for him to really do anything, and he's a very long ways away from that.
Yeah, it's going to be quite tough. Maybe leave one of those illusions in there, or possibly just make sure that you've got the vision around the pit, which they do with that one ward up on the high ground, but also it's other vision for the Dire as well.
I'm really trying to think of a way for Execration to get back in it, but their lanes are constantly being forced into them. They don't have great recovery methods, and WG just is getting bigger and bigger, and they're not going to slow down. They now have the freshly BKB delivered on the Doom, and that's going to be the point where they can just really run at them with no hesitation.
I guess maybe you have to think about trying to outplay them, like baiting out BKBs, things like that.
Something like that, but WG, here we go again.
Yeah. In the mid lane, Queen of Pain is going to group up with the rest of these smoked heroes, and they are going to run into a Weaver. Do they ban out? Oh! Velo holding on to that Doom.
Firo wasn't smoked, so I guess he blinked and he was like, oh man, it might be real. The rest of the team was still smoked up when they ran into that one, though, so good on them to not waste any big commitments.
In the meantime, Gabby, he's going to split push along the top lane. There is a Night Stalker in the area. He's going to spot Miracle, and they're moving in with the Weaver as well. There's some vision being gained. They're trying to stay outside of the Venomancer's line of sight, but now they realize where he is. They don't have any types of ability to slow him down enough.
Split pushing hard, too.
Yeah, they need to get back and deal with this. It's a catapult wave and everything.
He's taking down this tower, no problem.
Yeah, Execration wanting to find an answer, but if they TP just one or two, Firo's just going to kill him. And they do spot him. Okay.
He's got BKB. He should be just fine here.
Orchid might have ended up just going down. Raging Potato apparently wants to battle, but Sonic Wave and he gets eaten alive. Sonic Wave down, I guess. BKB charge down, I guess.
Yeah, I guess that's one thing. I think WG's probably just going to wait a little bit for that one. But Firo has already hit critical mass. About to be level 25, and he's got all the items to become that absolute monster that we see a lot of times on Queen of Pain. Once he gets that spell lifesteal on top of the Mjolnir, I don't see a great way for him killing him, especially once he has that BKB activated.
Velo also going to be going back for a Shiva's Guard if he's able to get towards that, which is going to even further mitigate the vision advantage that you might even have with the Night Stalker, being able to spot stuff in the evening.
The attack speed slow from Shiva's is also quite relevant. Going to negate even more of the little damage that Gabby was doing in this game already.
And Firo, he's just not afraid of anything. He's hitting the shrine.
Shouldn't be either. BKB's going to be up shortly again soon, and they're continuing to just push the side lanes in. And Execration's really struggling to push lanes out. Versus the Spirit Breaker, they're just afraid. Every time they show on the map, one of the guys gets charged or the Linken's gets broken on Gabby, and he needs to just be very afraid. And here he might actually get caught out.
He does still have that time lapse. They're going to spot him. Storm down as well, but Gabby plays his way out of it. That would have been tragic.
That was very close to him getting caught out.
With that said, bottom lane, Queen of Pain again going to push it out, but it's a movement by Execration. They want to see if they can be the ones to take these heroes on.
They have to pretty much get him in a lift into all of the spells plus a Reaper Scythe instantly to blow up Firo. But Firo is now level 25. Spell Steal has been activated.
Oh, they realize that Afromush is there. They found him. The lift back the pole. This is a decent pickoff.
They get one. There you go.
All right, Execration.
That looked like a bit of a bro play is what I like to call it from Afromush. They didn't see any of the other heroes on the side of Execration. He kind of shadow bladed and just ran into them, kind of expecting that kind of movement to protect Firo.
Yeah.
So Afromush.
I mean, he is so high level, though, that it's 70 seconds with him on the sideline, and Roche is up.
Yeah, with the Reaper Scythe, increased duration of death, for sure. He is dead for quite a while. And the charge coming out, they actually grab a Miracle here.
Nick, they've got him caught. There's going to be the pullback, though. Doom comes out now with the BKB, and that's going to be a lot of damage out there on top of the Necro. He's barely staying alive, but it's not going to be enough for long enough, I don't think, although they are going to have another Purification. Gabby is already dead, but they're keeping that Necro alive, at least for the moment. And Leemic, he can't actually charge out of there. He's in the trees, and they can't get into him. They blink inside, and that finally is going to be it. He blinks down to the bottom side. Man, this guy is a player.
Yeah. But they did lose.
They didn't lose the Necro. James is still alive.
They lost Weaver and Night Stalker, though. But yeah, Necro survived somehow through that Doom from the heal and the Guardian Angel. But now they're losing a lot more out of this. They lose the Tier 2, and it doesn't look like WG.Unity wants to stop. Since they only lost their supports, they didn't lose any of the core heroes.
They want at least the buyback from the Weaver, but if they stick around too long, there's a couple heroes down and no BKB charges.
Yeah, they're trying to force it. They have all the side lanes pushing in, too. I think they probably just back out here. Everybody's respawning. They probably want to go scout out. If
look at James down bottom, though. He's hidden. He wants to get this barracks.
Firo doesn't care.
Oh, yeah. But, let's see. Mjolnir, BKB still available.
He actually just going to get it. Okay.
That is disheartening to say the very least.
Ouch. And now he's going to have Shiva's fully finished up on Queen of Pain. The pings come out on Roche. WG is going to reset, take that one, and I think this is the last hope for Execration, is contesting this Roshan.
They already de-warded as well, that ward that was up on the high ground, and Warriors Gaming Unity, they've just been dotting their I's, crossing their T's, making sure that at every point they're not giving Execration a path back into this game.
Absolutely. They've really been on point with their vision game. Playing versus a Night Stalker, and they've just always had the vision advantage. And now Roche is going to be going their way too, and I'm not seeing a way for Execration to take the fight into an Aegis cheese, and yeah, the smoke comes out. We like to call this one, I believe, the desperation smoke.
Yeah, they got to find him while they're split up and trying to push those lanes out, and they might just be able to, but like you said, it's got to be that perfect assortment of skills blown up with the Reaper Scythe. And Firo, he actually blinked aggressively into this. Can they force out the BKB? It's already come. Firo trying to turn now. The charge comes through onto 4. Afromoosh making his mark felt again. Velo trying to do the damage. It's a double blink back. They are going to kill off RR, so the Omni Knight already dead, and the Yule Scepter lift up, but immediately purged. James is dead also. Gabby trying to get away from all of this. It is going to be the Rubik running away, but you've lost a whole heck of a lot, and only the Spear Breaker goes down. Yeah. GG is called in this game number 1.
Oh boy. That was an almost impeccable game from the Spear Breaker. Honestly, Afromoosh and Firo really crushed it, but everybody on the side of WG.Unity were really doing their job. Like, we saw the one time the Necro in the early game gets a kill on one of the supports, the 2 supports kill him afterwards.
Yeah.
So, yeah, overall, I think that they played super well as a team. Very, very cohesive play, and yeah, absolutely just dominated from start to finish. And
it really wasn't as if Execration played badly at any point. It was just Warriors Gaming Unity that one step ahead of them constantly. Thinking about a game number 2, obviously we're going to go back to the panel and talk with them about it, but is there anything that really stood out to you as a problem in either draft?
Weaver.
Weaver, okay.
I think he couldn't do anything in this game. When you first to a Weaver like that, they have so many ways to set up to counter it, and I think his damage was probably super minimal in this game. He got doomed several times, and even when he wasn't doomed, he couldn't do anything versus these tanky cores.
Well, it's going to be a tough one. They need to solve some issues right now. Execration going into game number 2, but it's Warriors Gaming Unity up 1-0 so far at the Asus ROG Masters APAC qualifier.
Thank you very much, Lyrical. And like he said, man, they look good. They keep running at you. They do it crisply. They do it cleanly. And, I mean, they just look good that entire game. I mean, what are your guys' first thoughts on that?
It's just impressive how they're playing. They make so few mistakes. All of their item builds are great. Their laning stage is good. I mean, we're maybe not seeing that much variety in strategy from them is maybe one thing that we haven't seen, but that's really stretching. We're just saying, like, what they've dominated with so far works real well. We don't know if they can do other heroes, but like if that's the biggest negative thing we can say about them, it's really good for their team.
Yeah, I do feel like banning the Doom could be something that they could do because they have a lot of success with this hero. But honestly, I feel like Radiant played pretty passive. If we take a look at the heroes on the Dire side, we have Sonic Wave, Poison Nova, as well as Doom. Pretty big cooldowns, and it felt like every time the Dire actually made an aggressive move, Radiant really didn't respond when the cooldowns were not ready.
Exactly, it felt like, I mean, Radiant, we saw that one time they tried to go top on that Disruptor, and already Spear Breaker was there, Doom TP'd in. Everyone was just always in the place they needed to be.
I think the key here for WG.Unity for securing this victory is the relentless pressure they apply in all lanes. Of course, Afromoosh with that Spirit Breaker, relentless charging in any lane, forcing Execration to play this kind of playstyle, which is do not favor their lineup since they need those farm. WG.Unity, their hero, they actually don't need to farm that much in order to be effective in this game.
Exactly, like you said, I mean, Afromoosh, he was level 12 at 16 minutes in on a support hero, which is just crazy. He just was involved in so many kills, very rarely died even during them. Then it built up time for Pharaoh, who felt like he had that Alchemist farm. He was like 20,000 net worth when the Necro was 12,000. Just insanely good team fights.
I felt like he was just playing pub. Like, yeah. He's like, oh, I'm just gaining MR, no big deal. Like typical, go mid, don't die, snowball the game. Like his split push was amazing. He got the tier 3 tower by himself. Yep. He got the tier 3 Rex by himself. It was just big snowball from him. In terms of the draft, though, I think the casters talked about the Weaver maybe being a bit inconsequential. We didn't get that much chance to talk about Omni Knight either. Omni Knight's really good against Doom, and you saw some problems that WG.Unity had getting kills on doomed heroes. Like the heals offset things, the repel did, but at some point it just wasn't enough heals. I don't know if it felt like it was always like 2 heroes left behind against 4, no backup TVs. I'm not sure, but it just wasn't enough heals.
maybe the Doom target, they really just don't need to kill that Doom target that fast. Maybe they just want to hamper the integrity of team fight of Execration. That's why Execration, they cannot fight in full potential, since there is that one target that always keep being Doom by the Doombringer. So he was rendered useless all throughout those engagement. That's why maybe WG.Unity, they have a slight advantage in terms of taking those engagement.
That's a good point. And sometimes it's two heroes, because it's the guy that's doomed, and it's also the Omni Knight chasing after that guy, healing and repelling him.
Yeah.
It's like two heroes that have no skills.
It makes a lot of sense, and we will be coming back. That was the end of Game 1 of the Grand Finals. We have possibly one, maybe two more games left, so we're going to take a quick break, and we'll see you back here soon.
I'm not sure. Do I have to guess?
Omni slash. Ay, item ba?
This should be Omni slash of Juggernaut.
Ano to? Hero ba to? O kahit ano?
Bounty Hunter. Ay, yung bagong hero, ano ba pangalan yan? Hindi ko alam.
Item ba? Item siya ni DK.
This is the easiest one. The easiest one? Is that a mango? No, that's not mango.
Observer word.
It can be anything in the Dota universe. It can be an item or a skill.
Boost up travel?
Siguro Dragon Knight, Sun King, o kaya ano pa ba isa dito?
Pwede kang mag-call a friend kung gusto mong tawagin yung mga kasama mo.
Isipin mo kung anong item yan.
Hindi ko alam talaga.
That's the item icon of Nature's Prophet stuff.
Sirit na, sirit na.
Oh, it's Crimson Guard.
Oh my god. How could it be that?
Oo nga.
Crimson. Crimson? Crimson ba yan? Sobrang hirap nun
It's Ricky's Smoke.
Lincoln Sphere.
Ricky Smoke.
Ano to? Parang hirap naman ito.
Pwedeng skill ng hero. Smoke, Black Hole.
Oo nga, permanent invisibility. Hindi. Bobo ka ba eh? Smoke screen?
Could be black hole, I guess. Isn't it either Ricky's smoke or backstop? No, it's not backstop. It's smoke. It's a smoke, right?
No. This is I might give out this too.
Okay.
Pwede mo malaman kung skill to o ano. Natatamay ganun eh.
Item.
Item.
Bagyong Katrina ata yan.
Dalawa lang yan eh. Surge ba yan?
Dust of appearance.
Dust of Appearance.
Dust? May ganyan pala yan.
Oh my god.
Hirap naman.
Oh, it's too confusing
Think
actually.
about a long and hard build. This is important. It can't be the guys that didn't get even.
Any hint since his last question?
Ayun nga eh, parang item nga ito eh.
Item ba yun?
Item nga yun, parang item eh. Chainmail.
Siva got. It is Siva. It's not meant to start.
Guys, don't think of this as a trap. This is gonna be like the edge of the item.
Exactly.
Like, don't tunnel vision into this. It's like it's not even significant.
Oh, I got it. Satanic.
Radiance. Blood Turn.
It's a late game item, I guess.
How expensive? How expensive?
It's expensive, yeah. One.
Is it really?
Abyssal Blade.
Parang whaling eh. River?
Scotty.
Oh yeah.
What? How is that Scotty?
I am Scotty. Dua. Mag-isip ka lang ng green item, Ralph.
I have Scuddy.
Scuddy? Ano ba yung diba? Easy. Tingin ko sa Eras eh. Kaya mo kaka-Eras eh, Scuddy.
welcome back. And look at that beautiful Manila crowd, always one of the best. And now we're back for possibly the last game of the tournament here. If WG.Unity keeps playing like how they did, and there's a good shot they have not dropped a game yet this tournament.
They weren't so good at the item challenge.
No.
But
I mean,
Dota 2, they're good at that part.
They are. Yeah. Dude, that item challenge, I don't even know what
that was really tough.
Is. Yeah.
There's not many Dota games that are that hard. That was impressive.
I'm like 0-3, trying to guess the same items.
Oh, yeah. I wasn't close.
All right, so do you guys think you're going forward to game 2, you are XctN. You look at the draft, you kind of gave WG.Unity what they've been playing in the past. Do you just completely mix it up and just ban out Spirit Breaker, ban out Doom even first phase?
I think their opening was fine. I think skip the Weaver and probably ban Doom second phase, I feel like is the move.
Okay.
Because otherwise you would need something that beats Doom in lane better, maybe like an Ursa or something. Or let them take Doom, grab an Ursa, something that beats it, maybe.
Yeah. And I think the biggest question is now we've seen Weaver first phase twice today. What's the purpose? It's not like we've seen that many Weaver bans even. Why are they picking it first phase?
Yeah, it feels like they just like the hero, but it really didn't feel any powerful with any impact in the game. I'm not sure about you guys.
I think it's like a laning thing, but I'm not super confident in it. Like it's invisible, it's a little bit hard to gank. It can move around the map. It can participate in early team fights. It's easy for him to do TP rotations, but in all of those things, his damage output isn't great. Like I kind of like it when teams will put it as a carry in the safe lane, and then the supports leave pretty early, and he's just solo for a long time. I think that's how Weaver works well, like Mason, the way that he often plays it in NA. I like Weavers like that, but this is more like dual lane, tri-lane, kind of try to play him like a normal carry, and I'm not the biggest fan.
Yeah, I agree with what Purge said. I think the reason behind the Weaver pick is they really want to assert dominance early in the game. So Weaver is one of those heroes that you can actually live in the lane. So your support are free to roam, maybe try to pull, go for those aggressive play. Maybe that's the idea behind the Weaver pick.
Yeah, and like we said, I mean, both Weavers have been in the off lane, whether it's with a tri-lane or just one support like last game, and he just hasn't got any items. I mean, you get a Lincoln's up at 20 minutes, and I mean, you absolutely do no damage whatsoever.
Yeah, I mean, he even skipped boots to save him some time. We were talking about backstage, and I feel like you just need a couple items to get your HP pooled to a point where you're survivable, and then you just buy a damage item. Either Diffusal Blade, which does 50 mana burn per hit, and you've got Geminate, so it's great, or Deso. Obviously, Lincoln's is great because it'll stop a Doom, but if you can also react to him dooming you, you press Sccc, you get away, and while you're doomed, and usually that'll buy you enough time. So if he just went raw damage items and relied on like Omni or Necro to keep him alive, like the game could have been so different. But instead he was so concerned about Lincoln's that I didn't really see him in that many early fights, and even when he did, he didn't do that much damage. So I feel like a fast Deso or something could have changed the game.
Yeah, and I felt like that's effect snowballed with Omni Knight going Midas first. They really didn't have enough team fight. They didn't have anything to deal with what Dire was throwing at them, and they just lost a bunch of map control in the early game.
I mean, they kind of knew what was coming, the Spear Breaker, everyone running at him, but even with those heals from the Omni Knight as well as the Necro, I mean, they were diving him under tier 1 towers with all those heals. They were just overwhelmed. And, well, we do have a draft now, and it doesn't look like they want to change anything up. They ban out a Clockwork and a Nyx.
Yeah, I think this is fine. I think having a Raging Potato play a hero like Night Stalker was very good for WG.Unity as well. If he's on Earthshaker or somebody that can make big plays, I'm definitely scared about that. I think Raging Potato still did very well on Night Stalker, but isn't a hero that you can just control the game with in terms of like owning a team fight.
Yeah. And we did see a lot of those team fights. I mean, he had good, I think all 4 supports I felt like played extremely well that game, their positioning and whatnot, but obviously, I mean, Spear Breaker, you're just running at people. You don't have to think too much. You just go in and do your thing, and it worked out, especially middle lane. I hate being a mid. I'm sure mid players just hate playing for Spear Breaker.
It's terrible.
I think it's time for XctN to pick something out of the norm since they are already a game behind. I think they need to catch WG.Unity off guard. Maybe try to capitalize on the aggressive playstyle of WG.Unity. Because basically, the WG.Unity, they are playing the same playstyle as they played yesterday. Right? The other team, they just ran at you, force you to engage in the lane, maybe force the fight too much. But I think XctN with Kimo, I think they need to pick those heroes that can play those reactive kind of Dota. Maybe a Nature's Prophet, which can easily TP and help you towards the laning phase, give you that man advantage that you might need in order to for your team to be favorable in that engagement.
That could work. I'm not a fan of Prophet versus like Spirit Breaker Quap, but I do really like the opening that Xctn went with. The Venomancer is safe, and the puck is survivable against Spirit Breaker charges, and it's going to be able to go about even with Queen of Pain. So I think this is a better opening for them.
And he's more mobile than the Necro we saw last game. I feel like it would be able to, they will be able to TP and actually get kills and fight more. They were very passive last game.
So you think it's going to be that with the Veno as well as the puck? You think the puck's pretty much guaranteed in the mid lane?
I assume so.
Chance? Yeah.
They played a mid a lot.
Makes sense.
So I could definitely see him go there again, but you never know. Could be offlane.
Yeah, it is interesting though. They open up with 2 cores, which we haven't seen too much success with. I mean, you give away a lot, right?
But the WG.Unity is also banning out Viper, so clearly they think it could be. They still are opening the possibility that it could be offlane.
Yep.
Yeah, usually James play a lot of offlane Fairy Dragon as well, so they might actually play this offlane as. Maybe they can go for a much more tankier mid, like the DK, which is also Execration likes to play.
It would work survivability-wise, but I don't think it's going to stay alive is the problem. It's definitely, or it won't be able to contest the lane as well as somebody like Quap. So yeah, he would live, but he wouldn't be able to get a big advantage.
Yep. And I think WG.Unity just hates Viper. I think they've actually third banned it every single game we have watched them play. They're just like, we just don't want to play against that hero, which is fine. It's a hero that can just take over middle, and we've seen, I mean, Pharaoh is definitely their playmaker besides Afromoosh, so.
Prevent the tilt, allow him to snowball against a different hero, especially with the Spirit Breaker roam. It'd be too tough to deal with a Viper. Like they're just, and the other hero they ban is PL, another hero that's actually pretty survivable in the mid lane. So, is this Mirana carry?
I feel like it will be.
We've seen offlane Quap from other teams, not necessarily WG.Unity, so could still be.
Basically, the lineup for both teams are quite adjustable, depending maybe on how will the drafting phase in this particular second phase will push through.
And Execration, like you said, waiting for that third pick, more than likely going to be one of those reports. I don't think I've seen a team pick their 3 cores first in a long while, or if ever.
Yeah, and yeah, the Doom is actually available. Do you feel like WG will go for the Doom again?
They could. It's worked out for him. It's not Terra. Obviously, it's pretty darn good versus Puck, as well as, I mean, just Veno. If you can get it off before he casts anything, that hero just becomes absolute trash.
Ah, they're going for something different here.
Yeah, so more likely this will be a safe lane Mirana for WG.Unity. They have the Bane Elemental, which is a very good setup for the Mirana, and they can actually, they might actually punish or force Execration to play the 2-1-2 lane setup, since it will be very difficult for a single hero to lane against this Mirana Bane from WG.Unity.
It really punishes the Puck, right? Because, I mean, phase shift, he can dodge arrows, but when you're slept, you're just going to eat that 5-second arrow every time and die if he is in that offlane. They take the Sand King, which we haven't seen too much of. I think we saw it once paired up with a Void. That's interesting. More than likely going to be their roaming hero. So you have a Rubik Sand King. I know we talked about a lot of Rubiks are played in the 4 role, but they're pretty much playing it in the 5 role. I mean, what's the difference between a 4 and a 5 Rubik?
Obviously less levels, less gold, and he's already kind of a low damage hero, so I'm not the biggest fan, but it does kind of cover lots of laning styles. And I guess with Venomancer they have plenty of damage in their tri-lane, so I think this lineup's okay.
Yeah, they have a lot of disable on their supports. They don't have a lot of damage, but Venomancer and Puck, I guess they will solve that a little bit. And they have 2 supports that can actually deal with charge, so it will be hard for them to get stunned. So
and it feels like after that AM ban now, WG.Unity notices are like, Execration has a lot of team fight, and meanwhile you have a Mirana Queen of Pain who can kind of split push this map, and Execration, without the boots of travel on Puck, they don't really have anything to punish that split pushing, do they?
I mean, Sand King's obviously very good at it, with help from others, but they banned out the Doom, so no Doom on WG.Unity here for the offlane. Would have been pretty good. I think he's a bit iffy against heroes like Venomancer because the slow is so powerful, not to mention all the overall main damage, but see, that's going to be Velo's first new hero in a while, I think. He's played a lot of Doom.
Unless you never know, he could pull the universe, Bane in the offlane. I highly doubt it with the Mirana, but hey, every hero can go anywhere at this point. Dota is just a game like that, apparently.
What do you pick as a substitute for this Doom ban from Execration if you're playing on WG.Unity? What's the best offlane at the moment, given you have already seen 4 heroes on the side of Execration?
They need like a frontliner. I kind of like something like Void, but I don't think Void would lane very well. against Sanking Rubik.
And
They
like
play
it'd be
Timber
okay.
sometimes.
Who?
Timber.
Timber, okay. And they like low cooldown heroes, so I mean that Timber's a pretty darn low cooldown hero. It'd make a lot of sense, and it's a frontliner for the most part.
Yeah.
I could see that.
I'm going for bold prediction here. Meepo for Execration.
Meepo for Execration.
I feel like it's not
It's
terrible.
not bad. I mean, versus Bane, Miran, obviously it's good. Can't really get
Flop
those arrows
two.
off. Yeah.
Just chain net them.
Yeah, Gabby played some Meepo before.
I wonder if they're thinking about that right now. They're like, do we do it? Do we risk our tournament life on a Meepo? I mean, we've seen people do that before. Obviously, Abed when he was on DC, Complexity always dared him to do it, and well, Complexity always lost. So,
yeah.
Execration picked Meepo first phase when Abed was playing with them.
Yeah.
You don't let Execration. You don't let Abed get that Meepo first phase.
Yep. Yeah. Here we go. They're just.
I could definitely see it work, but there's a lot of scary things as well. Spirit Breaker, like while all these heroes are semi-counterable by Meepo, they also have good tools against him. Like lots of disables, lots of AoE damage.
Sleep on one of the Meepo. So
Yeah, suddenly one of your Meepo is lapped and arrowed and you can't do anything.
Yeah. The problem is if you pick a Meepo, it feels like he takes a lot of farm, and then you have a Veno and a Puck who also kind of enjoy farming a little, and then they fall behind.
And then both Rubik Sanking need Blink Daggers, so yeah, that would actually eat the map up pretty heavily.
Well, they have 10 seconds to figure this out if they haven't already.
They could just believe in RNGesus. Just random
Just
it.
let it random.
Yeah.
Just go
let
for
it. Let it tick all the way down.
Just get an Arc Warden. Even though Arc
All right,
Warden's
here they
not
go.
that bad.
0 seconds.
Get
Death
the Death
Prophet.
I
Okay.
like it.
Death Prophet. So
I like
this will be like an uplane Puck carry Venomancer, right?
Yeah. They could mix up Veno and Death Prophet. We saw Death Prophet in the safe lane by Jo earlier. I know you don't really like it though, Bowie.
Yeah. I'm a Death Prophet spammer, dude. Yeah, it's just better in the mid lane. One really good thing about Death Prophet here is that you can Spirit Siphon Spirit Breaker before he actually charges you. So it's pretty hard to die from ganks usually. Co-op usually blinks closer to you, so you can also Spirit Siphon her.
I think this is basically Execration saying to WG.Unity, now you try to run at us. Execration's lineup are really pretty decent in terms of engagement. They have the Dead Prophet that if has a very good laning phase, can easily take over this game, take down those objectives. Execration team fight, I do favor them if ever there will be a team fight engagement early in this game.
Yeah, and Death Prophet's very good against like Bane and all these other heroes because if they're sitting in the back line and she silences them, they're pretty much screwed for the beginning of the fight. But I think she can easily be pressured by Spirit Breaker, Queen of Pain. Like she's kind of similar in Necro in the laning stage in that if you have a mobility advantage over her, she's very easy to run down.
Yeah, what kind of, I mean, just already looking ahead, what kind of item build do you go for Death Prophet in this game? Is a Yule's a must? It doesn't seem like Solar Crest is that good.
I feel like she needs a BKB relatively fast. Maybe she'll go Atos first.
Could be.
Atos is pretty good here.
Good build up, good HP, lockdown.
But Yule's is not terrible either. You could interrupt Spirit Breaker charge, maybe buy some time or disable Bane if you grip somebody else. I'm not sure though.
And here we go. They have 4 seconds left. WG.Unity.
Oh,
By the way, does the Ghost proc the Timbersaws passive or not?
Wiper.
Not sure.
Well,
actually.
we're about to find out here really quick, and it is going to be the off-lane Wyvern.
Okay.
Which we
Mineski
saw.
special.
Yep, Ice, Ice, Ice. We've seen Ice, Ice, Ice and Zai played the most out of everyone, and they made it look pretty good, and that is what it'll be. So let's go down the line really quick. Who do you guys think is going to take this one?
That I did not expect offlane Wyvern. I don't even know. I haven't seen
You're
anybody
lost
play
for
yet.
words now?
I can't.
I'm going
just
for
gonna say
Execration.
Execration.
Yeah.
I think Execration because their lineup is much more easier to execute than the lineup of WG.Unity.
There's no Doom.
That's true. You guys were all right last time, so I mean, more than likely, statistically, you have to all be right this time, and we are going to go now to our casters. It is going to be Lyrical as well as Fogged.
Statistics cannot lie, Fog. That's what we're hearing from the panel. What do you think?
I'm liking Execration's approach this time around.
Yeah, they made some changes.
They've got the Veno.
That's good.
That's much better. Lots of team fight. I think what I think it was Bowie or Duno said. They picked a much more. Okay, you guys want to run at us this time? Bring it on.
I like that idea. I like that approach. I like everything about it. And we're getting ready to hop into game number 2. What could be the final game here of these qualifiers. Execration versus Warriors game in Unity. And we were actually looking at it. This is almost pick for pick the exact same draft that Warriors game in Unity had in their first series against Boom ID.
Yeah, they just got the Doom banned out.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they would have absolutely picked that Doom. So we'll see if they can actually make this work, because they do have a pretty mid-gamey lineup, I would say, on the side of Execration. Lots of spell damage, very countered by BKB is the one thing. Puck, Death Prophet, Venomancer, sure, Veno gets the talent. Exorcism's, of course, physical, but they still have very late game potential with the Queen of Pain Mirana cores on the side of WG.Unity. Let's see if XctN can take it with their heavy team fight, though. Like we said, it's what's been winning at the majority of these games here down in APAC, so see what we can make of it.
Well, and you know, even though Mineski are not here, they're here in spirit with the Winter Wyvern played in the offlane for the first time this tournament, at least on the main stage. And it's a hero that I think some people might not be fully used to yet still. Do you want to give a breakdown of why this hero is actually kind of freaking good in the offlane?
Your D pusher, your Arctic Burn is an absolutely ridiculous ability as its percentage HP damage throughout all stages of the game. You hit each hero once, you're doing about 40% or 30-something, 38% of their health every single time. Once you hit them that first time with that Arctic Burn, it's very, very brutal. The curse is, of course, too, if anybody's standing near each other, it's extremely powerful, and Cold Embrace versus Death Prophet can be quite nice, even though she's a mixture of physical and magical.
Afromoosh trying to assert dominance early, but Raging Potato puts the kibosh on that. A little bro strike for his trouble, and now heading back out. Maybe even going to get the D ward. We'll see. Oh, they're pinging it out in the middle between the two of them. Oh, they go to the right one?
They should be able to get this D ward anyway.
Coin toss?
Yep.
Yeah, they get it.
Same ward as last time.
Well, James picks that one up. He is down here bottom right now, maybe showing that it could be the Gabby Puck that's going back towards the mid lane. How do you feel about this when obviously these teams, they're very accustomed to switching up their positions? Would you be at all worried that the fact that you're now taking who was your safe laner moving him to the mid?
It's a Death Prophet safe lane again, huh? Interesting. I don't know. They switch their lanes up a lot, right? They switch the players so much. I think it's okay because they're so comfortable doing it. I'm not really the biggest fan of the Death Prophet safe lane, though, but I think this is what they want to do so he doesn't just get killed over and over again by Queen of Pain and Spirit Breaker. That being said, though, they wanted to put the Puck in the safer position mid, but as you were mentioning to me, too, and as we saw yesterday, if the Puck orbs, Afromoosh is going to instantly charge him, and they're going to go for those dives with the Queen of Pain. So I think we're going to have to watch a lot of the support movement from the side of XctN to protect that mid lane. They can't let Firo snowball like he did last time.
Well, and that was a big part of it, too, I think, was that when they were in their series against Boom ID, it was a very aggressive orb usage by the Puck.
Yes.
He was using it to farm over and over and over again, and he got killed 2 times in the mid lane. Then he really couldn't come back. He was always going to be behind from that point. As far as the mid matchup is concerned, though, do you think that there is a need to bring another hero to the mid lane to help out the Puck at all, or do you think that Gabby can do it solo?
I think they should have somebody rotating there with him. I don't think that there's a need to have a tri-lane bottom.
Oh.
I think at least carrying a TP on the Rubik or something along those lines. And something else that we could see, the sleep into the arrow.
Yeah, this is going to be the opening. The kill that should come out. This is going to be dead Gabby Puck. And okay.
He didn't want to take the kill.
Yeah.
He wanted to make sure that Firo got it. So something else me and you kind of mentioned about is the importance of river wards this game. Last game, they weren't really emphasizing so much, and RR actually might be able to just go down here as well. Another arrow connects. He's dead.
Through. They got him.
And the charge hits the Potato.
This is a big problem. Raging Potato is also going to go down. Nice gets a call from Gabby. They give an apology.
They give it to their cores as well. Look at these guys, not taking the last hits on the supports whatsoever. So, was mentioning, river wards are very important versus Spirit Breaker because we've seen Afromoosh just absolutely dismantle and pretty much control the entire pace of the game with that. So this time they do emphasize on having that river ward in the mid lane to be able to ensure that the Puck is a bit protected. But now Co-op has a better block in the mid lane and also First Blood, so I think Gabby's going to be suffering a bit in this one.
Yeah, Firo's almost level 2. And even though they will be able to spot Afromoosh up here on the high ground, they're still not necessarily going to be able to do a whole lot to stop him from charging Gabby.
Death Prophet's going to get a free lane, though, because they took so long to get those kills. But speaking of that, Rubik is actually dead again now.
They are just kind of feeding away a lot of kills. Firo finding another one for himself. And meanwhile, the arrow stun, it's through. They find themselves the Veno also. RR falling 0-5 in less than a minute.
That's a grim start, to say the least.
Yeah, this is not what I was all expecting. I mean, granted, you gave him the same type of heroes, but it felt like that early smokeout just kind of caught Execration. Yeah, Orb used. He does have phase shift, but still going to get caught by Afromush. Now the right click's starting to come through. He has no way to get out of there. They find, oh, phase shift, okay, trying to stay alive. Afromush is diving, though. They do not really kill. The burrow strike, it's not quite there. The charge through. Are they actually going to be able to outplay it? Afromush finally punished. It cost them 3 heroes, but they made it work. And now Firo, is he going to be able to escape? Yes.
Slight misclick there by Firo. It looked like he didn't expect the phase shift to be back up, so he actually turned, not expecting that last hit to not kill him. But top, again, RR.
Wow. And now X-Nova is the one that takes the kill. It doesn't stop. Even though they find the kill on the Spirit Breaker mid, it's still 6-1 at 2 minutes.
I'd pick this guy Spirit Breaker every game. He's absolutely everywhere. Anytime he sees an opportunity, he just goes. No hesitation whatsoever. And right away, they're going again in on Gabby.
There's the phase shift. They've got the dagger as well. Gabby in trouble. They do burrow at least and catch on to Firo, but it's already the puck dead. Can Firo get out of here? He doesn't manage to make it work, but Leemic also taking the damage over time from the tower. He falls. So just a bloodbath in the mid lane.
Firo has 5 CS. How many kills does Firo have? Like 4? I think he almost has as many kills as he has CS. And Potato now.
Oh, good burrow strike there, but it might cost him his life nonetheless. Afromush starting to drop down low. They want to kill him off, and it doesn't look like it's going to happen. Raging Potato is going to start to fall. They get the deny. Gabby makes it work in the end.
Yeah, Firo has 3, 1, and 2, and he has 5 CS on the Queen of Pain. So just, you know, kills. That's what we want here. 10 kills in 3 minutes. Keep it going, boys.
Nothing else, it's certainly entertaining, and they are providing a lot of help to Gabby, who's actually CSing pretty well. If you take a look at the CS charts relative to each other, he's sitting at 13 and 3.
Yep.
Well, top lane again, RR in trouble, going to die to the right clicks. This has just also been another feeding lane a little bit.
They're letting this Mirana snowball out of control. The Bane's getting a crazy amount of levels too, so is Spirit Breaker. So the supports on the side of Execration are not responding nearly as well to WG's aggression. Death Prophet's at least free farming, and like you mentioned, Gabby's still farming in the mid lane, but the Mirana is getting more than just that.
Charge down bottom is going to be interrupted by the lift, and Balo's still going to be okay. I guess part of that, though, is that they've had to commit so many resources to the very aggressive combo coming out as Firo tries to bait out a phase shift there.
He has to sit mid now on the secondary support. Potato making sure that Gabby just can't get dove, and Gabby's probably feeling pretty comfortable. He's probably, I'm still farming. Like, I don't think Queen of Pain's hitting creeps. He's just trying to kill me. Arcane Rune top. Gabby's gonna go for that one. Charge comes out instantly, though.
All right, they're going to blink aggressively. Burrow strike, they're trying to dodge away from him, but the charge comes through. That's going to be the phase shift. Gabby still may be in trouble. Is he going to be able to play his way out of this? Has the orb as well. The phase shift trying to run away. He's going to get out of there, but he's still taking the damage over time on 6 HP. The last tick should kill him. No, he was able to phase shift. Not quite enough. Afromush dropping down low. He's going to be punished here as well. They took down the Quap. Is he going to get out of this? Are you kidding me? He charges the creep, running away. The caustic, it's not enough. He's slowed, and it looks like he is eventually going to be ran down unless Firo can save his life and take down the Potato. The charge comes through as well. Can they kill it? Gabby's going to find the finish and get the deny. Gabby Puck saving the day.
So 5 heroes mid. Standard pub.
He's killed the same amount of enemy heroes as his own heroes.
Yeah. These guys are really just focusing so much on the mid lane, as we kind of were expecting. With the Spirit Breaker pick again, they just really want Firo to snowball, and Gabby, already level 5, having a clear advantage over Firo. Raindrop's going to make his survivability a lot better versus this Queen of Pain Spirit Breaker. But Afromush, that doesn't mean he's going to stop.
Now this is what you do. Ooh, nice little bait there. Dodges away.
Ooh, Shadow Shark actually connects on the puck this time around.
Yeah, he used phase shift when the charge was coming out there.
Pretty painful.
Well, you said level 5, but in terms of CS, it's only about a 200 gold lead right now with the puck.
Getting that first blood on the Quap is being the big difference there. And now bottom lane,
Wyvern are gone.
And Spirit Breaker.
James, there's going to be no creep wave here, so they're not going to be able to get a Splinter Blast as effectively as they might want. Unless they use it on Lemic, but even that's a little bit tough.
They don't have the damage to kill this Death Prophet. They're starting to actually get turned on pretty heavily here. The amount of damage from James, it's actually almost enough.
Almost there, but not quite. Raging Potato, he's going to die for it. They charge to push him back. Afromoosh gets found in the end, though, and Raging Potato gets the kill. He has a little bit of a way out of there, though. It looks like he just has Sandstorm available. They're charging through to Velo, trying to take him down. Top lane, there's also action happening, but it looks like Velo is barely going to be able to escape as the charge comes through under the RR. They almost found the kills, the leap forward, and they got him. Lift back, dodging again. Very messy engagement.
Gabby's down here too.
He wants to find that kill, almost going to get it. The Orb of Venom isn't enough. It is. They tick him down with that as James trying to run away. He's alive on basically nothing. Raging Potato's going to die the
Dies the tower.
6 to 12. They charge Gabby. He's caught again, but going to try and orb out. No, they get the bash. Almost able to do it, but the jaunt away keeps Gabby alive. Firo, oh, pump fakes. Able to do it, but there's going to be the stun. They can't quite kill him. Gabby's still living through all of this. 4-3 heroes in the bottom lane. They're able to get the silence. Gabby jumps away. TP out. They can't get him. He's going to fall in the end. Afromoosh barely a liver.
What's happening?
I have no idea.
They're diving tier 2s. It's 7 minutes in.
There's 19 kills right now.
I guess they're trying to make space for RR, but I think that's probably the biggest discrepancy in this game right now.
He is the second lowest on the net worth.
And sure, Venomancer can catch up, but you can't have him at this much of a deficit. Like, Mirana can just go for solo kills constantly, so they're going to have to try to catch him back up in the game with some kills. So rotation is being spotted by Ward. Top lane, he's being dove again. X just dies solo to the Mirana, and Miracle TP's out.
Under tower with no regard for life. It's going to be Venomancer dead yet again, and maybe going to be eclipsed soon by the Rubik.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Well, Puck right now with dreams of boots. He doesn't even have those yet. Gabby has just been everywhere.
And James is starting to have to rotate around now as well, so it's a bit awkward already. XctN's not really having great places to put their heroes. Like, where do they want to put the Veno? They're just going to keep sending him top, and he's going to be sacked. Gabby, charge, dodges it.
Able to get away. There might be a bash getting ready to go for Gabby. Can he get out of there? It looks like they tried to pump fake the Shadow Strike, but he wasn't having any of it.
Firo is really faking his spells right now versus this Puck constantly. Now smoke comes out. Bane, level 4. They're trying to get Miracle involved in some more kills here.
This would be big.
Potato's level 6 already on this Anking, so he's very high level.
Charge, going to go towards mid. They want to find this Puck yet again. It's going to connect. He has a phase shift available, as well as Dream Coil. They drop it now down onto 2. The Sand King also able to hit a stun there onto the Puck. Gabby, very low, but able to get out for the moment.
Dies to the double Starfall.
The second one. Afromoosh not going to get caught by the Crypt Swarm. The Static Attack going to be able to find that kill too. So the jump away, but the Nightmare from X-Nova going to save him. There is another Burrow Strike. But the Moonlight Shadow, do they have reveal? The answer is no.
He's going to wear off right now, though. They look like they want to turn on James here, but they don't have the burst just yet. Nova's just going to TP out.
Sonic Wave, jump forward, finds it. No, the Burrow. Turning it again. Exorcism used. That was an aggressive blink by Firo. They need to find the kill, but it's not going to happen, and that's Exorcism used also. Raging Potato caught by the stun. Firo trying to get out of there. His blink is on cooldown, though, and he's not able to play his way out of it. Charges out there as well. It connects onto RR. Gabby's still alive. There's a buyback now as well from the Sand King. He wants to get into this, but Gabby is already dead. Can they kill off Afromoosh? I don't think it's possible. They don't have quite enough damage, and pretty soon he's going to have a charge back up again. The Burrow Strike, it catches him mid-charge. RR maybe now enough, but that's going to be a jump in again from Miracle as he wants to turn this around. Afromoosh scaled, and now gonna get denied as well. Burrow connects onto Mirana. The fight that never ends. It's 8 to 19. The arrow connects. There's the Rubik that's coming back in as well, but finally Warriors Gaming call off the assault.
This is unbelievable how much they're actually battling, but look at the net worth. Miracle is snowballing out of control on this Mirana. 5,300 net worth. The next highest is 3,400. Unbelievable.
I don't even know anymore.
27 kills in 10 minutes. I haven't seen something like this in a very long time. I'll be completely honest with you, Gabe.
And it's sort of, it feels like it's Execration's best hope, but by the same token, they need to find the kills onto the Mirana, really.
Yeah, I mean, they're getting pretty smashed right now in the laning phase, to be honest. It's 4,000 gold lead already for WG, and the first Death Prophet ultimate, ideally you want to be hitting towers with it. That DP ulti lasted for like 3 seconds before he was brought down by Firo. They have to find a way to really get back this Venomancer into the game because he is absolutely shut down.
Spirit Breaker almost ahead of him at this point. Raging Potato, there's a Sentry Ward down. They are going to be able to find the sleep yet again, and the arrow to connect through the creeps. The charge is there, and Sand King again to die.
Went for the Mask of Madness build as well on Miracle here. Some build that we've talked about a couple times. Some people are fans of it, some people aren't. It allows you to be able to farm Ancients as a Mirana, which usually you're not going to be able to do so, and it lets you, of course, push harder. So it's a pretty interesting kind of build that people have been experimenting with lately, just because of how prominent the item has came about.
You know, whenever I talk to people about Miracle, I was talking to Scan about it just the other day, he always tells me that this guy has very unique ideas about Dota, the way that they want to play it, and it's just about giving him the opportunity to be creative in the game. And, you know, starting it off here, Mirana played out of that safe lane.
8-0 and 5, you know, part of 13 kills in 11 minutes. That's probably the most dream Mirana game possible.
Yeah. Velo also has level 9 on the Winter Wyvern.
He's doing great. Look at his net worth. He's top 4 on that offlane war, not top 3.
The charge is there. They see that Gabby's in the area. If they manage to find a good Winter's Curse here, this could be tremendous. Charge is there. It connects. Mick in the area. They Winter's Curse him. Nobody's really doing that much damage. The arrow is going to go through as well, but not quite on time. But they will be able to find this Rubik. That's a kill. Afromouche very low as well. Needs to get another charge out, but the silence is going to be enough to kill him. RR also able to escape, so the trade is 1 for 1.
How does XctN get back in this, though? Because they are still just getting ran at. Absolutely responsive Dota, just like last time. And the sleep into the arrow. He should have enough damage to bring him down here quite easily.
No need for the Starfall. They just got the Mask of Madness. And, well, Raging Potato, he's caught again as well. They use the Fiend's Grip. This is easy as pie right now for Miracle.
Beyond godlike. 12 minutes. Oh, boy.
And, I mean, a Mirana, it's not often thought of as a hero that snowballs out of control. What is this going to look like for him as this game goes on?
I mean, he's going to shred majority of these heroes. Sure, they still have a lot of magic burst coming from the puck, but Death Prophet is going to be very susceptible to just chain dying. James, that arrow almost just connects. James might actually die anyway. Look how quick he bursts.
At all. They blew him up. The pure damage, the damage over time coming in with the Winter Wyvern, the Splinter Blast, they were completely ready for that DP.
Gabe, it's worse than last game. It's getting absolutely out of control. It's already 7K gold lead, 13 minutes now.
It is only 13 minutes into this game.
33 kills. Almost 3 kills per minute right now. Gabby getting charged out, uses the orb aggressively, dodges the charge, but now he might be in some trouble here.
Coil in the turn, but nobody is there to TP in. They're already trying to run away from the other battle that's going over by where their Ancients are. Gabby is going to die now, and you look over here to the side as well, and they're almost able to take down the Rubik, who has to leap away from them. Stolen, RR going to TP out of it. Sonic Wave, barely able to do it, but Rubik steals it. Maybe a turnaround possibility. Raging Potato, he's in the trees. Levic has this if they want to chase forward for it. Sonic Wave goes out onto the rest of Warriors Gaming, but they just don't have the damage. They can't do it, and maybe with a pullback in, they can make it happen, but there's the Nightmare Afromouche barely going to die.
Auto attack.
They do get that kill, but it's a bad situation when your mid kills a support and it's 450 gold.
Oh, yeah. And they're getting split push during all of this by Miracle. Level 12 Mirana.
14 minutes, 36 kills, and RR struggling to get anything going.
They can't. It's the same thing as last game, though. It's XctN just getting absolutely ran at, having no vision on the map whatsoever. We see all the wards being placed just by WG.Unity, so they have perfect reads on all of the movement, again, by XctN. And not only just wards, they have sentries everywhere, too. So the few wards that XctN have been placing out have been dewarded almost instantly. So this is painful.
Well, and the one, like, you know, thing that you can maybe say, it's even tough because, like, your Wyvern is going for the Midas, just about has it completed.
Yeah.
It doesn't really feel like, even if they're like going to be able to wait out towards something in the distant future, these heroes all scale incredibly well into the late game.
Yes, they do. They get damage talents across the board, and look, even more aggressive wards being placed out. There's 0 tier 1 towers taken by XctN, and they have the Death Prophet. And speaking of the Death Prophet,
James is dead. They're going to be able to find this kill yet again. No need for the Sonic Wave. Hero making sure that he gets the last hit there.
They have to group up, pretty much, on XctN. It's the only way they catch back up in this game. They have to sit behind heroes and hope that WG just makes these aggressive dives, or they have to make some aggressive smoke plays. It's pretty much the only two plays that they have in this game. If they keep splitting up like this, they're just going to get picked up by Afromoosh. He's, again, just been absolutely dominating this game on the Spirit Breaker.
Well, when you think about the way that this game is sort of also going to play out, the Venomancer doesn't even really have the levels or the skill build needed to be able to fight super effectively. He's gone for the wards build, 1, 2, 4. So he doesn't even deal that much damage where normally you could say you could hold high ground. I guess the wards are going to be able to delay the game, but delay for what?
It's very true. Delay for what? Because he's the physical damage carry that actually scales. Puck and Death Prophet, sure, they scale if they're at an advantage, but if there's this much of a deficit, these heroes die so quickly, as we've been seeing. Miracle just shreds through these low armor heroes. And low armor, actually all 5 heroes on the side of Execration are low armor heroes. Not a single real tanky frontliner on their side.
Mirana almost completing that Lincoln Sphere. We have more of this wave clear coming in from Velo as well as Firo. A lot of O's. Gabby, well, actually maybe instead going to charge James. He's found yet again. They're ulting underneath the tower. They don't really care. They use the Sonic Wave on Afromoosh solo. They are going to be able to get the lift into the long duration stun, but now they've used just about everything. Firo free to jump forward, finds the catch, a ton of damage, but they're starting to bring them low. They do kill off Miracle as well. James is almost dead. Up there on the high ground is Gabby as well, trying to run away from him. The Exorcism is going. The Queen of Pain is so close to dead, and they do finally find him. And now as well, Velo's starting to go down. Execration, they might finally be doing it. They're going to be able to take down this Winter Wyvern, as they do have one more orb, but they need to hit it just about perfectly. The dodge away Velo, not going to be taken down, but still a great fight for Execration.
Yeah, they catch a lot back up, getting that beyond godlike kill streak from the Mirana, as well as cleaning up Firo at the end there. So we see the gold change. The experience, not so much, because a lot of them were already dead, so they didn't actually get the experience bounty off of that Queen of Pain kill. But that's all 5 ultis being expended by Execration and a stolen Sonic Wave. And that's what they have to do, though, right? We just had said it. In order for them to really get back into this one, they have to sit behind and hope the WG.Unity makes those over-aggressive plays. And that's exactly what came out. So 43 kills now, 18 minutes. Let's keep this pace going.
Absolutely. Raging Potato, again, trying to get towards a Blink Dagger. These heroes, they need these initiation items to be able to turn the tide of a fight. It's just so hard to do it otherwise when you're so static and against the mobility of a Spirit Breaker, a Mirana Leap, Blink from Queen of Pain. It's just too much.
Yeah, they need this Yules on Death Prophet. They need the Blink on Puck. Now they've got the Blink on the Puck, so they're starting to get the tools back into the game. Next one is probably the Blink on the Sanking, so that he can actually get his ulti off, because they, as you saw in that fight, they're still lacking a bit of damage. They threw everything plus a Sonic Wave on top, and they were just bringing down the heroes of WG.Unity.
And also
so they really
have
need everything.
The Force Staff on Venomancer, like these things that can allow them to take that fight. Now that they do have them, what does the perfect initiation look like for Execration? Is it still predicated upon Warriors Gaming moving out of position, or can they actually make some aggressive moves themselves?
It's got to be with the Puck, just finding opportunities, but he has to watch out because there's so many ways of counter-initiating from the side of WG. I still think they want to be playing a little bit more on the defensive, get some wards up. I think even buying a gem early on in this game could be really beneficial for Execration. After they get the Blink on the Sanking, of course, but Rubik might have to just invest for an early gem versus this Moonlight Shadow, and since they've lost so many towers, they have to feel we're under ward vision at all times, and the only way you can really try to take fights at your advantage is not being under vision.
And that's a heavy investment to make when you need every little bit of net worth you have to just stay relevant in the fight.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, Mirana finishing off the Yule Scepter, level 14 right now. And Winter Wyvern getting close to that level 15 talent as well for herself.
Yeah, that damage is going to really kick in, that plus 75 damage talent on Wyvern, that is.
But check it out, Venomancer, 30% experience.
Yeah, they've got Blink on Sanking now too, so maybe they can look for an aggressive play whenever they see WG split up, get like a smoke going, get some deep aggressive wards, and as soon as they split up, gonna have to heavy commit like an epicenter and maybe even another ulti on top to try to clean these heroes up. But any kill's a big kill at this point for Execration.
And I mean, we've seen so many times Afromoosh getting multiple person charges that it feels like Spirit Breaker is a team fighter, but really in a lot of ways, it's much better team fight from Execration if they can just manage to get all their spells off correctly.
Mm-hmm. Got a big deficit though, and there's already Lincolns on this Mirana.
Yeah.
So they are grouping up. They are trying to find at least a pick-off somewhere, but WG, I think they know something's up. They're split pushing the other 2 lanes and nobody's showing. So you see there the vision being glanced for a second. WG sees nothing on the map. So they're like, okay, there's a gank happening for sure somewhere. They're going to play as aggressively as possible, shove the lanes into the towers.
Well, and that's sort of the strength of this Winter Wyvern, like you were talking about. You've got wave clear without having to put yourself at too much risk.
Oh, and they know this. The charge is coming through onto Gabby. They want to take this fight. This could be a blunder for Execration. They don't have their Venomancer here. Velo moving up in Moonlight Shadow.
They realize it now. Charges there. Onto the Rubik. It goes through. Gabby still chased. The Dream Coil to break it, though. Maybe a start of something good. The Orb, well, the arrow, it's not going to connect either. They have an Exorcism on the other side of the fight as they're trying to chase these heroes down. They kill off one. X-Nova is going to fall. Can they get any more, though? It's a big ask, and in the meantime, Gabby able to TP away. So it is Warriors Gaming Unity losing one hero. Execration, they hold. They make it work.
They don't use Death Prophet for a tower push. They do it for a single kill, and it's only a Bane. So it's a slight win, I guess you could say, for Execration, but now WG has an opportunity where they can really start pushing it because there's no Death Prophet ulti, there's no Coil. The two big team fights on the side of Execration.
And that is why we see immediately all of Execration pretty much run away, try and push out those other lanes. They're going to see if they can find themselves a Sand King, but Raging Potato playing it very safe at this point, making sure he doesn't get picked off. Oh, are they going to try and pick up Velo? That's a really hard kill to make happen, and they're epicentering instead onto Firo. This is a very bold move, but if they can make it happen, he's so close, they get the lift and kill. It's going to happen. That was what was needed.
Perfectly done there by them.
Winter's Curse to find it. Rubik is going to go down, but that might mean that Raging Potato gets out scot-free. He's trying to blink away and is going to TP. You take that trade every day of the week.
Oh, yeah. Definitely super worth it. But now, WG, all ultimates have been expended by Execution, except for the Venom ult, but he's been struggling. He's still trying to catch back up. So this is WG's time to shine, time to try to go for just aggressive plays here, take advantage that these ultis are on cooldown. But Execration, they're definitely dwindling down that net worth advantage. It was a 10K lead, now it's down to a 5K. So we'll see on the net worth chart in a second just how much they've actually started to come back in this game in both gold and experience.
Yeah. The other thing to keep in mind is that this is not exactly an easy team to push against. We talked about the split push that came out as they're going to charge through onto Raging Potato, finds him, burrow through. Can they arrow? Answer's no. But it's still wave pushed out. So this is going to be another little bit of time before that creep wave gets there, as Gabby's also killing off creep waves inside their base.
That was nicely done by Sand King, but it was also because Spirit Breaker doesn't get the charge on the Sand King. He does the charge through. So you don't get the charge stun on the Sand King. So it's not as long as the duration of his disable, and they can't follow up. So Potato lives to see another day. And now the ultimates are starting to get back online for Execration, so they've bought a decent amount of time, and I mean, Firo's net worth is starting to tick down a bit, and they're catching up, but Miracle and Velo are the absolute problems. Velo now level 15 on the Wyvern, level 16 on the Mirana, heading toward that Maelstrom.
Oh, but look at this in the mid. Execration, they're smoked with 4 heroes, and Raging Potato, the smoke breaks. Aframoosh is up there. They don't see him yet. Now they're going to see him. The chase forward. They found Velo. It's a good catch if they can kill, but can they do that? It's a lot of damage over time. It's going to be enough. They have another Burrow Strike in a second, but they got to make sure that they don't connect onto him. There's the turnaround. Can they make it work? The Venom ulti. It only really connected onto Firo, it looked like, but Raging Potato needing to run away now. Gabby is caught. Is he going to be killed? Looks like the answer is no. Aframoosh silenced. They don't get the charge off. It's working for Execration. Raging Potato, he does have Burrow Strike back up again, but he's actually caught by the dust. So that is going to be Miracle finding the finish.
They're doing a very good job on Execration, though. They're just taking team fights. Their lineup is all about just fighting around towers, and that's exactly what they did here. WG is more of like a split push kind of team that tries to find pickoffs with the Spirit Breaker. So now it's only a 3K lead going out, but Firo looking to change that.
Winter's Curse laid out now as well, so they've caught themselves another. The stun is a very long duration, and Gabby is going to be punished finally. So even when they find something, nothing is for free.
Oh, they're going to go straight into the Roche Pit, too. They know all the ultis were expended. There is still the epicenter on the Sand King, but they've got some time here. 40 seconds on the puck. And Firo looking to actually go for a kill on top here. He's invis. The charge is coming out as well. RR does spot it out now for a second, but it might be too late. Potato coming in, though. Stops their charge.
Burrow onto 2. Excuse me, just onto 1. But Aframoosh, it's a very hard target to take down, and it's going to mean that they do get Roshan.
Yep.
Aframoosh is charging away there as well. And Rubik maybe going to be able to find the lift? Nah, not quite.
They've slowed down a little bit in the kills. You know, it's only two kills per minute now instead of the 3 kills per minute we were seeing before. Slightly slowed down, but WG still leading by a decent margin here.
You know why that is, right? It's the respawn times are going up.
This is a good point. This is a good point, Gabe.
Well, like you said, it's the Aegis now, being held by Warriors Gaming Unity. Sometimes teams opt to wait a little while before they actually go with the Aegis and instead use it to farm. But something tells me that might not be the case in this game.
Yep, they just need to keep pushing the lanes in. It's always the most important thing. Force lanes in, you will naturally get ganks to come to you with Spirit Breaker when that happens, whenever Execration does push them out.
Also trying to maintain a little bit better vision control of their own jungle. Execration gain down a few of those wards. It's a DD up top. Might be something worth taking in just a little bit, but it's Wyvern showing mid. Do you think about going for another smoke gank for Execration if you know that the heroes are kind of spread out, or is that too dangerous against the Aegis?
I think they can. They definitely have the team fight with this lineup, as we saw previously. Velo had to buy back in the last engagement for Warriors Gaming Unity, so as soon as Death Prophet ulti is engaged, if they can't burst that Death Prophet, it becomes a problem for WG, absolutely. And he's getting fairly tanky now. Hood, Yule Scepter, Atos as well for the catch. I would really like to see them push the lanes out, go for a smoke right away whenever they see WG split up. And they're constantly going to be split up. But they can't do those smokes unless they have the lanes at a decent margin, because if the lanes are pushing in, then it's going to be much more obvious.
Yeah. We've said multiple times they have great heroes for it. In here in the mid, they will spot this sentry ward place. Both teams should have decent vision of it.
They see Afro with the ward that they have on top in the jungle first. So both teams having wards placed in the jungle.
Yeah. And Warriors Gaming don't like the smell of this one. They're going to back out before things get turned into a fight. Yeah. Also going to be the boots of travel done on the puck.
Nice. So they're going to be able to at least push lanes out with the puck and then join the team fights with the rest of his buddies with those bots, which will be very nice, and that's what they need to keep doing. Smoke now picked up a potato. Looks like Execration does want to try to pick a fight with all their ultimates at the ready. I think that's the right choice as well. Even if there's an Aegis, they have such a substantial amount of team fight. And the lane, mid lane's in a decent spot, but bottom might give away if they do want to smoke. So still going to have to just keep forcing these lanes out until they see an opportunity.
And, you know, quietly, slowly, over time, this lineup of Execration, they've been building their way back into this. You look at the net worth chart, the exception of Mirana in comparison to Venomancer, it's feeling a lot more manageable.
Yeah. As long as they don't get split up. If they get split, that's going to be their downfall.
Firo blinks away. That Sentry Ward got dewarded, but they weren't within range of the Observer Ward, so...
Speaking of getting split up,
Potato
knows this charge is coming.
He has a Yule Scepter still. That's going to make sure that he doesn't get caught by the charge. Raging Potato there as well. They are going to be able to get the pushback pull onto James. There's also going to be a catch, but they break it immediately. Silence onto DP, but you got her ultimate off. Didn't stand a chance. They break the catch as well. The epicenter, it's going to be interrupted. Sand King is also in trouble. They're going to be able to take him down. They just played him like a fiddle.
They got split up again. It's exactly what we're talking about. As soon as they get split up, the charge comes out. And now that was Death Prophet ulti expended. I believe the epicenter as well was channeled too, right? So they don't have either of those to go for this defense. And WG is just going to go for the siege here with the Aegis. This could just be a Rax here. The Veno wards are going to slow it down a good amount here, but they aren't back for 25 seconds.
Yeah, and the great plays as well, just using the Cold Embrace, making sure... Oh, the silence! They got it off! Oh, and now he's caught in some trouble. Can they bring him down? RR also getting gone on. He's stunned. Can they get that kill? Also, RR trying to stay alive. They are going to burn through the Aegis. Gabby's still alive here also, and Death Prophet is going to be back up as well. Can they blow him up? Velo low. Can they kill him? Looks like the answer is no. And now the charge onto Gabby. He is also going to fall. Buyback is only there for the Venomancer. They don't have enough, it looks like, although they get the silence onto James. Velo pops his BKB and turns around, able to live through this one, at least for now. And now James also in trouble. The charge comes through again, connecting onto three heroes. And James, Yule Scepters, but what is it going to really be able to do? He's actually back up to very high HP. The Burrow Strike through. Is this enough? They might be able to do it. James, he's living. And actually, they're going to be able to make this happen. Raging Potato trying to save the day for Execration. He has a Burrow Strike back up in 1 second, but the badge, it's always there.
They're pinging the tower, too. Velo was pinging it. He's like, you guys can kill it, just the two of you. Got it. Very scrappy fight there. The Venomancer ulti absolutely demolished Miracle there. We look to see how much damage Veno actually did there. And that's all the ultis again being expended. And WG, still pretty happy about that one. They forced so much out of Execration there. And now their support's got a lot, right? The Bane and the Spirit Breaker survived throughout all that. Got a heavy chunk of golden experience going their way. Now Mirana has the BKB finished up, and that's going to make it a lot easier for them to fight versus these heavy ultimates that Execration has.
I mean, at the end of the day, though, you were also able to save your tower for Execration.
Sure.
You know, so job done, I guess. Yeah. We were saying that there wasn't really much that they were able to delay towards in this game. Has that really changed, considering how the fights have turned out? Do you feel like XctN stand a better chance as the game goes later?
Because of how poor the Death Prophet is, I'm not really liking their chances too much right now, but they do need to still keep on taking those fights. But DP's just getting absolutely demolished in these fights. Sure, he got like the triple Spirit Siphon off with the Yule's combo there, which was excellent for him to get the kills, but it's still WG.Unity having the late game heroes, right? They have the Mirana, they have the Queen of Pain who scale extremely hard, especially when they're at this much of an advantage.
They're going to need a miracle and a half. Unfortunately, he's playing for the other team, and well, 62 kills, 31 minutes. BKB done on the Queen of Pain.
That's going to be their go time again for WG. Double BKB. Actually,
BKB.
Triple, because Velo finished it in the last engagement. Mirana just finished it, and Queen of Pain finished it. So a lot of the control from XctN and Teamfight will be negated.
And we saw in the last game that was also the go time. They weren't really able to kite away from the BKBs that effectively.
Yeah, they're going directly back bottom. The glyph was not expended, at least for XctN, so they do have that to kind of slow down the push a bit. But WG, no hesitation. They want to continue this onslaught.
Top lane, they're actually charging. Is that a caught puck? He's dead. Oh man, that's a really unfortunate situation now. Needing to probably buy back at this point. Velo hops the BKB just to make sure that they get the tower, and actually able to steal the Arctic Burn. Doesn't matter. Firo jumps forward. He takes down the Rubik. He does not have buyback.
They use both BKBs.
They don't want to do it. Burrow Strike goes through. Okay, a decent way to start this one. James getting caught by that isn't the worst thing in the world, and now they also have Velo caught. Trying to do as much damage as they can. The right clicks are there. Raging Potato wants to find more, though, and that's going to be a cool embrace, but not able to keep it out. And, oh, just off the cliff. They're able to push back Raging Potato with the charge and trying to TP to the top lane. He wanted to catch somebody, but he's going to run into more trouble there.
Dude, it's crazy how aggressive they really are. They just pop double BKBs to dive for a Rubik to force a buyback.
Oh, silence is there. Sand King in trouble, but they have the lift up with the Yule Scepter. Afro Moosh, he's rooted. He's silenced. He's stunned. The arrow, it's not going to connect. They find another kill. XctN battling their way back into this game.
Slowly but surely, but they're still at a massive deficit, and they lost their tower. They haven't used the glyph, though, at least, so they saved that one for the racks. And they're at least catching up in levels. I think the experience graph is going to show that it's a lot more even than the 10K gold lead, but it's still quite a big deficit anyway, so it's not really as close as I thought it would be in the experience because of how underleveled the Rubik is.
Venomancer's getting closer to an Aghanim Scepter. I do believe that he also got into that damage talent for RR. So finally going to actually have some amount of right click there.
Mm-hmm. Next big thing for WG, got that Aegis with the BKB. Aegis Cheese will be very nice versus XctN's lineup. XctN needs to just keep forcing these lanes out and try to take a advantage position with all their ultis. That's probably the only way they can take fights, but into the triple BKB, it's still quite difficult, even if they have this Death Prophet. But at least she has the plate mail now on Death Prophet, I believe, so a little bit tankier versus this Mirana and Winter Wyvern DPS, but they still hit really, really hard.
Well, and you know, we saw there in that last fight as well, the puck going down. It was just, I'm assuming, a Glimmer Cape into Fiend's Grip for the puck. Yeah. It does feel like that's going to be something that's there until we get a Lincoln Sphere onto the puck.
Mm-hmm.
So that might need to be the next set of items. Likewise, though, you were talking about levels and catching up there. When the puck does hit that 25, we've all seen what the GPM talent can do.
Yeah, of course. But they still, you know, their physical damage is still very, very low. Sure, Veno got the damage talent. Sure, they have Exorcism, but that's it.
Yeah. And if you can only fight around Exorcism, might not be fighting all that much.
Yeah. And you're playing at a massive disadvantage because of just how massive the net worth lead is and how much WG is just forcing the lanes. Every single time you see them pushing the lanes out every single time and then going for plays with Moonlight Shadow.
Yeah. Velo almost able to catch Gabby there, but he did complete that TP before the Arctic Burn revealed him.
Got Axe Venom. They're going to go for their own smoke, it looks like, trying to pick a fight.
Oh, if they could get Miracle here, this would be huge. But it's so tough still. There is a ward that's over there by the Radiant Vision, and I think that spotted a lot of Warriors Gaming moving over towards their shrine. Do you really want to take a battle on the opposing team's shrine, though?
I don't think so, especially when there's a Wyvern on their team. You're going to walk up clumped into a Winter's Curse. It can be very, very...
That's a long-duration stun, but the Mirana thinks better of it.
Don't think they want to fight when Roche can be up soon. I know they did just spawn, but I don't think they scouted it just yet.
I mean, that is an inclination, though, of how the times have changed. That would have been a jump for a kill earlier in this game.
Yeah, definitely. There were a lot of heroes in the position in the area there, and I believe that the high ground ward that WG.Unity has actually spotted the entire side of Execration, so not wanting to be too crazy.
Yeah, probably for the best. Sand King gets his GPM talent at level 20 also.
We'll see the lines being drawn again by WG. They're like, we need to keep the lane split pushed out. We don't want to take 5v5 engagements on too much. Sure, they probably can, but it's not to their benefit. They want to still be splitting up, taking the advantage team fights for themselves.
Yeah, and this is, again, just showing the power of these heroes that Execration have drafted as far as their ability to split push lanes. Gabby Puck, he's been constantly a thorn in the side of Warriors Gaming. They haven't been able to really catch him all that often. And even when they have, it didn't translate into much more than a tier 3 tower that's already low. Wow.
That's a Deso Wyvern, huh? So they really want to build the force buildings with that, as well as they know he said it earlier, Execration's heroes are very low on armor. So that's going to be a lot of damage. This Wyvern's hitting for 300 already, dude.
That is crazy. Oh, they break it again. Another one of those used. The Yule Scepter lift up, though. He's going to be able to turn this back around in a second. Burrow Strikes tries to run away. Firo's still chasing. They might need to sacrifice the potato as Afromoosh is unable to find him. Everybody else evacuates the area.
Boy, WG. Just playing so well with pushing in lanes constantly and just getting these fights. I mean, Afromoosh, again, he's everywhere, dude. 29 assists, 5, 10, and 29 in the Spirit Breaker again. And Roche is up with the Deso. They can clear it very quickly on top of that medallion.
Yeah. I mean, we were talking about it earlier as well. The team fight that you have from Execration, it's quite strong. But when Afromoosh is hitting like 2 to 3 person charges each and every time, it kind of gives you that extra bit of team fight that you might be lacking normally.
Yeah. And WG's about to get their level 25s. Level 25 Mirana for the triple arrow. Level 25 Queen of Pain soon for that lifesteal again. Starting to look like a big problem for Execration. 14,000 gold lead for WG. And with all those BKBs finished, on top of Aegis Cheese, this could be their time to try to close the game up.
We still haven't really seen yet the Ags Venomancer come into play.
Yeah, it is an immense amount of damage that can happen.
Arrow looking for an opening, not going to find it. They still have those wards down to try and stop the push, but right now Warriors Gaming Unity, certainly the team that push faster.
Yeah. Always the aggressors. Now Pipe finished up on Spirit Breaker, so he'll negate a good chunk of that spell damage. Well, not a good chunk, but some of the spell damage coming out from that Venomancer ulti.
There's the Lincoln Sphere for the Puck as well. We also saw the Bane hit a range talent for himself just a little while ago.
He's very high level on
That's
Next Nova.
pretty crazy. So that's going to allow him to maybe even break that Lincoln's from further away. And Feeble's range, once you get that range talent, is pretty absurd.
On top of Aether Lens, too. So
yeah.
that cast range actually becomes very ridiculous on all the spells. Wyvern looks like he might be getting caught out a bit with the Shadow Blade.
Trying to
run away. He's got BKB, just in case. Potato actually commits in. Uh-oh.
That should be a kill here as he's going to get caught out, but maybe they can try and turn this one. Is there an opportunity? BKB pop Firo as well. It's not going to connect right there. The Sonic Wave onto Raging Potato. He's still running away, but looking like he might finally die. The Burrow Strike up to the high ground, the TP away. The Raging Potato is going to be brought down, and that's going to be a turnaround here as well as the Death Prophet falls to Miracle. Just too much damage. They get a lift up onto Firo, but to no avail. God. That's 3 dead, no buyback. Warriors Gaming, it's time to go.
Yep. 62 seconds. They can commit for this one hard. All 3 lanes are in great position for WG as well. They need to keep that range creep alive. You see Velo pinging it. He's like, we need this range creep for the siege.
Yeah, they're moving forward, and like you said, they want to make sure that they have that backdoor protection disabled. Likewise,
top lane's pushing too, though.
Yeah, they'll be able to make it happen.
Yeah. And they're going to go for top instead. Even though bottom's exposed, they want to commit here.
Gabby, he needs to do everything and a bit more after that because it is a hard hold. That being said, it is still 29 seconds until DP is up. They drop the Dream Coil as well. They're going to try and keep them back for the moment. Winter's Curse down, but there isn't a follow-up yet. No arrow in the area. They can go for a charge through here as well. The arrow does connect. The Force Staff just a bit too late from RR. Now the Shrine trying to keep him alive. Yule Scepter lifts him up. Firo has actually fallen fairly low to all of these Venomancer wards. That's going to be the Aegis dead, but also the Rubik is dead. Can they find any more here? Velo getting healed back up again. This is a big amount of damage out with that Venomancer ultimate. After Moosh, is he going to fall also? So they find 2 kills.
Gabby's down for 100 now, though.
Burrow Strike through. James is there. They get the silence. Can they get any more, though? They have the Spirit Siphon going, but the BKB is there from Furo, so they're not really able to deal all that much damage. They need the Exorcism so bad, but he used it by that Roche fight. The Bro Strike away. Raging Potato does live, but it's the most Pyrrhic of victories as James is going to be charged yet
Miracle
again.
Bottom takes out the racks, though. He went for the rat while all those plays top was happening, so they're going to claim 2 full sets of racks, and mid lane as well. Looks like it's going to go down. Veno Puck dead for 60, no DP ulti. This looks like it's just the game.
This is so hard to make any type of a comeback here. All the BKBs are popped, but there's going to be the Fiend's Grip from just a million miles away. The arrow connects, the Sonic Wave. That just happened, says Velo. As Warriors Gaming Unity looking to finish this one off in fabulous fashion. Again, the Poison Nova is out, but I don't know if it's going to be enough to stop this. Execration wanting to battle it out till the bitter end. RR also going to get ran at, and it is going to be another kill. 4 dead. Good game. Well played is called.
Damn, WG's looking good, man. They had very similar drafts throughout this entire tournament, really liking the Queen of Pain.